and you're just like, okay, Song, get out of here. Maybe you can even focus down the Pengo, though you don't really have much right-click damage now to play around. It does feel like something really strong for OG to build a team fight and just a late-game draft. Like we saw last game. TB plus Razor, let's just go late game, and it feels like a bit of the same here.
Does Amar play Darkseer? It doesn't strike me as a hero he plays for, but I see these 4 heroes from OG, and I think Darkseer.
Yeah, I'm sure he can. I feel like he's one of these players who just spams and plays so much Dota in pubs that he can play those heroes, but, you know, does he want to play Darkseer? He's like, does this hero carry? Yeah, not really.
Does it hit creeps?
Yeah. He may want to play
so
something
much.
that sets up the Sunstrike as well. Like, you've got Naga Jakiro, like the Ensnare kind of, but like early game, it's like kind of just the Marcy sort of, so having some kind of stunning offlaner. I mean, you've got a Marcy lane too, so like the Marcy pairings, the like Batrider type heroes sometimes feel good with Marcy, but he will have to pick his hero blind, not knowing what the carry is, which I think is smart for Boom. Like you want to make sure that Jackie gets a good lane matchup, something that they didn't really have last game in the PL, even though it was good for the game, it wasn't good for the lane.
It doesn't look like he has played it on OG. The last time OG had Darkseer was literally last TI, where Seb played it twice.
Wow.
So yeah, not something that they've been going towards. And there's Boom banning out Huskar, respecting the Amar hero pool yet again.
Nope. It's, you know, when you play against OG, you're not banning the meta, you're banning OG. And in more cases than not, you're banning Amar. So Huskar gets taken out, and we'll see what he gets his hands on instead. I mean,
Like
the range.
Underlord?
Yeah, Underlord is, yeah, he loves his Underlord. Range shares often feel better with the Marcy, but there's also, you know, potential to swap up the lanes. Tiger's actually been playing some Jakiro in his pub games, so I don't know. Marcy 5 not the best. I feel like putting Tiger on the Marcy makes the most sense, but we'll see where OG end up depending on what the lane might be for Amar +1.
Yeah, I guess if you, like you say, if it's blind, you're picking Underlord as like Ursa and stuff like that, that could come out and ruin your day. And Boom, what do they still need? I guess Lesh is still technically flexible along with the Pango, so you're not entirely sure what their lane setups are going to be, but it's probably 3 Pango and mid Lesh, right?
Yeah, probably. The Leshrac should do fine against the Invoker at mid. They ban Mars, that's another Amar hero. I mean, he's got a big hero pool. Like, I think there's a 2 or 3 heroes that he's most known for and that he just spammed because OG had this, like, drafting formula where they would just first phase his hero for a while when it was in the pool. But there was, like, a good 6, 7, 8 other heroes that he played to a very high level. So when you ban out his Viper, Razor, Timber, all of a sudden he would pull out his Underlord, his Mars, his Bloodseeker type heroes.
Or Slardar.
Yeah, there's another one of his.
A Mask of Madness Slardar for Amar. Always something beautiful to watch.
So the carries you want to play into Slardar.
Well, now do you want to put Lesh safe lane and think about your mid?
Yeah, I think I guess depends what they see as an option against Invoker. Like maybe there's like the Puck, Siopaj Puck, or a TA type hero.
You mentioned, I guess Kunka's gone already. Never mind.
Yeah, Kunka would have been great. I think that's like a perfect hero for them. Yeah, not sure what's going to be. Trollwaller, which was banned. Lifestealer would have not been good, but I think maybe OG banned Lifestealer thinking that they were going to Mars, and then the Mars gets banned, so we'll see what Boom answered. They're going to use up all their reserve time. I don't think there's any immediate answer that feels great to them, or they would have picked it already. Mushi and Ahai are going to be thinking hard on this one.
That's a difficult choice to make. Terrorblade is going to be their answer. So again, a bit of that late game security, another illusion carry for them. But it feels like we've quite often seen this Naga Siren picked into Terrorblade to deal with him. Again, with the song and your ability just to send illusions on him, get that minus armor going. You've got a decent like minus armor strat plus buffs with Corrosive Haze, with Bashes, Mask of Madness Slardar, Naga with Alacrity and Sidekick on you. I mean, OG have some serious, again, like mid to late game power spikes that they can hit pretty hard.
Oh, yeah. I think the one thing Boom have done is like match the late game, though. Like they have Leshrac and the TB to scale. And I do think the TB, like at some point, with enough items. I think the key thing for TB to succeed in like late game Dota, as far as out carrying the other team, is always like having teammates that force fights and lock people down. And I think
Lagyan
heroes
natin ng
like
webcam
Pengolier
ko,
do
baka
a really
maka-copyright
good job
ako,
of that,
mahirap na.
creating this like this control and this arena of like team fighting where you can just dish out a ton of damage during metamorphosis. So we'll see if Boom can get there, but there's going to be a lot of pressure on them, I think, even from the early game this time around. Invoker, Slaughter, these heroes want to fight a lot early on. Jackie's going to be under a lot of pressure.
Yeah, because they need their 6 on Tim Snapfire. Great to have this Yopaj Leshrak, though, to deal with Naga illusions, have a decent lane against the BZM Invoker.
Game 2 na to, Boom
maybe even
Esports
rotate in with
versus
Tim to look for
OG.
some kills in
What's up,
that
what's up,
early lane
Orlan?
stage. It does feel like Boom need those choke point team fights, especially around high ground spots for your Tombstone, because their forms of initiation here, I mean, it's basically Pango, Roll, and Cookie, right? Undying's decent at breaking vision and moving forward, but he's not a catch hero. Whereas OG, they've got Slardar, they've got Marcy, Invis Invoker, with his Quaswax build, he'll have Tornado EMP. Lots of ways to break vision and really begin fights here for OG.
Yeah, I think that's a good point. I think the counter argument FBC would be like, have you seen my Pengo games? Like this guy, I've seen so many games where he's like the only stun on their entire team, and it feels like he's constantly like 5-man ravaging the enemy team with his Rolling Thunders. So if there's somebody who can make a draft work when they're the like sole initiation on Pengo and the majority of the lockdown, I think FBC is the guy you want playing Pengo.
Yeah, there's some of those players that like thrive under pressure,
game
right?
2 OG
There's
versus
been so many times I've looked at a draft and thought, hey, they've got no stuns, or they've got this one stun, but I just have this memory like committed to the back of my brain of Kuroki being asked in an interview after winning a series, and he was asked about his draft. How do they win games with literally no stuns? They're picking their.
Let me know kung nahihinaan kayo sa bosses na sa
more than one way
Twitch
to
kung
play
gusto nyo ba malakas yun or hindi.
You don't necessarily need stuns if you've got the macro game or you've got this power spike around BKBs or overwhelming damage in team fight or diving capabilities. There's always ways to make things happen in Dota. You don't necessarily need a ton of stuns.
Makes can make life harder, but there, like you say, it's not the end all be all of Dota 2 drafting. And if you've got good lanes or good other,
Sino bet nyo?
if you're drafting
Siyempre, Pinoy yan.
you can make up for it.
Boom kayo dyan, no?
We'll see Boom. And they've got very strong lanes here.
Akin manok ko OG eh.
A lot of the strength they got out of
EG,
first pick
tsaka
Undying,
LGD.
6 Mango Undying. This safe lane for TB should be secure.
Ako po, yari
Well,
si
Tiger did this exact same move last game. Walks up that high ground staircase, gets away yet again. Scam and Tims were both waiting for him. It looks like OG going to get the better of this trade, though, with 3 bounty runes going their way.
Yeah, it's beefy Undying, just with the early decays and just having all those heroes run at him. So not really a fight that OG wanted to kind of force, but they were more than happy
kanina
to
ng game
secure
1 eh.
moves off of it, and we'll see how some of these
Palag-palag sa mid si Yopaj eh. Bilis nga ng ano niya eh, ng tawag dito.
Ng BKB niya.
Looks like he's going
15 minutes pa lang.
Tapos continuous pa yung ano nila, yung mga gankings nila kanina.
Teka, ano nangyari? Nag-load?
Nangyari.
Internet ba? Meron naman, meron naman.
Twitch lang yan, Twitch. Sa Twitch mismo.
That's where the Slaughter pick feels nice too. It gives you some like additional kill threat to play around.
Pinipili talaga yan, Tapi. Kasi lane dominator yan eh, regardless kung anong role niya eh. Kung position 3, kung offlane ba siya, pause 4 or pause 5. Wala kang talo sa kanya eh.
Scary strong lane.
Lalo, kung early max mo yung decay, spammable kasi ang decay. Sa mga di nakakaalam, ang decay, ang tawag dito minus SDR sa kalaban kapag tinatamaan siya.
Trying to catch up to
Siyempre, mostly ng mga cores, di ba, or mga position 1, mostly ng mga carry, mga position 1, eh, mga melee, mga malapitan niya umatake, mga short range, diba? So, pabor na pabor yung decay, eh, no? Layo na ano, ang layo ng pull. Tingnan yung pull ng waves.
This is just a new, the 4th lane of Dota. Sometimes he's gonna open, your third eye.
Hinatak nila yung ano eh, yung ano. Saan to galing? Na wave, di mo napansin.
There it is. I guess this is what OG have to do, right? Playing double
Kulang sila
strength
sa
into
damage.
Undying.
Kinulang.
It's real nasty stuff. Even just Tiger here getting battered away by
Prioritize sila sa mga ano
decays.
eh, sa mga counter
Will get
builds
himself
eh.
some experience though. As those creeps will finally die.
In the grand scheme of things, like you're taking away
Tsaka
a lane
outplayed
from
na
a
rin,
TP as well as
Bryce.
Slaughter, and
Outplayed na
TP
rin
needs
sila.
to farm more than anyone. So, yeah, these supports get a bit out of it.
Meron time na lamang yung boom, yung napabuyback pa si BZM. Diba?
Right, he's kept a couple of them alive to drag back as well.
Pa mamatay si BZM
there's 4 lanes in Dota. We can take a peek into some of the other ones as Yopaj
ginagawang carry. There are times na ginagawang carry rin si Undying niya, pero mostly parang nakakapanghinayang gawin yung core So, better na wag na lang.
Currently is being a farm trade favoring the Invoker up top. Tims and FBZ. Pengalier's like, you know, I think one of the reasons
yung ads.
Picked and played
ads
is lane save is very weak. I think the good news is you're up against a kind of weak lane as well with the Naga.
You can often scam.
He's got another decay. He may get tagged as well.
Patay pa si Tiger nito.
Back in 2 seconds and 2 mangoes, but it looks like he's just going to
give
give
up on
it. Might lose his courier as well. Unfortunate for Skem there, even after getting first blood. Tiger gets something back for OG.
Nagbidi ba, no?
Yeah, the mango man. He had 6 mangoes. He's already used 5 of those 6 mangoes. So he's just, you know, chewing his way through.
Sakto lang ba yung audio
coming out of the courier, which couldn't quite
arrive. Maingay ba yung announcers or
ako
ba dapat yung
just do everything you can to trade your resources, your regen for the enemy offlane and supports. Another courier could get sniped.
Pero yung times hindi na nila muna nilalagyan soul rip Ngayon nilagyan ni Scamberly.
Denies on Jackie. And with that wave drag, there's so much being done by this Terrorblade here to shut down the Slardar early on.
Tignan niyo yung farm ni Amar. 4 creeps pa lang.
Has the crush available as well,
trying to really time this to
perfection to get another bash in there. Very well executed by OG.
Last man peste ni ni Scam. Kinuha niya pa yung wave kanina.
They get the kill. It's not going to fully swing the tempo back in OG's way. It's not really going to do that at all. If anything, Undying now gets to come back with his boots, with full mana, full health, and be a whole lot scarier. But it's nice nonetheless. Amar just wants whatever he can get here.
Yeah, drag that wave away. Try and get himself to level 3. Invoker 21-7, starting to get a real handle on this lane with the Exort. So much damage that your opponent really can't handle.
BZM ngayon.
Forge Spirits, Cold Snap, and it's level 5 Invoker already.
Kasi kung gusto niya makasabay sa farm, laban kay Leshrak, yun talagang kailangan na build. Quas Exort siya.
A lot of kill threat into someone like Leshrak.
Forge Spirit.
I guess BZM just going to rush the Hand of Midas in this game.
Yeah, that's what he's got queued up. Okay, yeah, no boots, nothing else. Just
mga bayano yan, 6 minutes or 7 minutes na Midas na siya. Ang bilis
Get a lot of early exalt points, so his potential damage up on the map.
Considering the fact na Leshrak yung katapat niya, mga pamangkin.
Sunstrikes to side lanes is
lamang na lamang siya, denies wise, di ba? Lakas ng Quas Exort laban kay
kay Leshrak. Guarantee the late game for OG. He's the one who has to kind of answer the TB.
Sayang di natin na
high level invoker is great for doing that.
Yung banning phase.
Some real old school stuff. We've not seen too much of this recently.
Game 1 di ko rin
in the Quas Wax. We used to see like the
Bassi or Ring of Aquila to hand the Midas invoker in the mid lane quite often.
Right now it's the stick, the mantle. That's going to really be nicely timing things up together with the Naga as well. Once you've got your points up on Invoker, you've got this ability to song, Ice Path, and get those Invoker spells down onto people.
Sakit na no? Conjure Image tsaka
We haven't seen too much from it. I don't think we will see too much action. Is that top lane where Naga just doing what she can to farm, get the jungle to him because
si Amaro, 17 creeps magsi 6 minutes na.
But down bottom the aggression continues. Here's the Sunstrike. It's going to be off the mark. Skem still going to go down here though. This is the kill lane. Like even though you can get destroyed in lane, Slardar and Marcy still have that constant kill threat.
Yeah, just break down the lane, roam into the jungle. And Marcy now off the map. Oh, Leshrak very low on the mana and kind of wants this 6-minute rune.
Not gonna happen. Gets the bottle refill though. Skem making value out of his death even.
Tiger's still lurking though. Looking for the jump in with a rebound. Catching out Yopaj. There's a lot of damage out of the Pulse Nova and a good stun there. Comes in with a decaying soul rip from Skem. Kill off the aggression from OG, but a turn from BZM.
Malalaman nyo kasi. Malalaman nyo kung naging Sunstrike or hindi.
Mid players pirouetting around to dodge these skill shots out of Split Earth and Sunstrike.
Good job kay Yopaj.
Great recognition from Yopaj.
Tama tayo, diba? 6 minutes, 7 minutes,
Midas. The soul rip kill secure, I think maybe even needed because he was hasted.
Free farm tong si
really well done, and they're doing all this while TB's free farming. So things are looking pretty good for them, although this Invoker has just been in absolute heaven.
Uy! Shout out kay Ninang Lisbeth! Salamat sa 500 stars! Thank you! Nagkaano lang tayo, Ninang, nanonood. Day 1 kasi ngayon ng TI.
Oh, we got the Sunder comes from Jackie, and BC is dying in the mid lane in the meantime. Invoker gone, Tiger destroyed by Jackie's turnaround, and Skem chasing into Amara as well. 3 gone, and Skem gets a double kill.
Inasiman din nila. Salamat po sa 500 stars, Ninang Lisbeth.
Maybe had some help from Tims. Yeah, Tims used his spell, so
Teka, pipin comment natin yan, Nina.
Tims, but down bottom, TP getting the early point in Sunder. I guess he held on to a skill point there. Had the stick charges. We'll see it again here.
And pin comment natin.
And a great job, I think, just standing his
Naglalaro ka ba
ground
nito?
and letting the Sunstrike be like split between himself, his illusions, and even like a creep or two. So Jackie just understanding that this, if I get hit by a Sunstrike here, I need to not take the full damage.
Yeah, that soul rip came right on time as well, allowing for the Sunder.
Hindi na nag-defusal si FBC.
And yeah, mid lane it was.
Kala ko maging straight defusal siya.
Lesh coming back into mid, getting cookie.
So priority niya ang dagger.
Para lang talaga mag-cause ng havoc, no?
Because he doesn't have the point in Wex yet, so there's no tornado, no ghost walk to disengage. He's gone all out raw damage.
Yeah, that's the kind of Invoker you definitely want to be ganking and making plays around.
Kailangan
Not
talaga
done
nila
here. They're
i-gank
still
yan.
camping mid with both supports. They really want to kind of collapse on BZM again.
Ang network niya 3-7 na.
Tiger decides to jump onto Yopaj instead, and now he's the one in danger, getting run at under his tier 1. FBZ arriving, thinking about the jump forward with his rolling thunder. BZM and Misha trying to disengage from this for the Jakiro, even with the raindrops, going to get hunted back behind his tier 2 tower. Yopaj and Tims, they've got another scatter blast if they need it, which it doesn't look like
Ganyan
they do.
diskarte kanina ng boom. Sobrang aggressive nila. Ganyan din sila kanina. Sana ma-keep up nila yung pace, no?
Understanding there's no readiness from OG to take a fight, and that these 4 heroes can win any team fight mid, can take potentially the T1 mid tower.
Pick-wise lamang na lamang boom para sa akin.
Amara's just not ready to join
In
these
favor of
fights
boom talaga yung pick.
You don't want to fight into Leshrac.
Kuha nila TB, Pango, tas Leshrac, counter easily sa Naga yan, sa mga
even with the Mask of
illusions.
Madness, I don't think Amara's going to suddenly be able to kind of make these counter plays. It's just a tough game
So
for
kay
him, and
BZM talaga
Pingo
yung
plus
game na yan.
Leshrac are just in a position where they're so
Heavily
strong in any
countered
kind of
yung
early
OG
team fight here.
Well said.
Incredibly so. Yeah, the Mask of Man is probably more of a farming tool for Amara than a fighting one.
Hindi ako maglalaro na niya dito, pero bet ko mga ganyan may kinunlad din ako. Salamat sa 100 stars. Maganda to, Ninang, kasi every year, once a year lang nangyayari ito.
Yeah, closing in on that
TI ang tawag dito, the Internationals, meaning to say lahat ng mga best teams all around the world sa paglalaro ng Dota, andito ngayon. Nasa Singapore sila ngayon, alam ko eh.
The stacks, but Lesh had already found it. Meanwhile, bottom river Tiger, well, seen this one a few times.
It does get the invis rune, but boom.
Ngayon ko na uli nakita si Marcy.
I was a bit worried about them really only having the cookie with Split Earth comboed up with
Mamaya
that.
papalagyan OG kapag nakuha na nila yung timing nila. As of this moment, malayo pa yan. Lalo Midas Midas build si Invoker, so ang baglang talaga niyan for now is puro Sunstrikes.
Marcy rebounded.
Buti nga hindi ginagank malala si si BZM eh.
More than happy to get initiated.
Kasi madaling i-gank yung build na yan.
Z top, Yuragi sleeps here, but they've still got the... Okay, Kisses will get cancelled.
Yeah,
still has a rolling
Ay!
just barely on the edge.
Nabunggo yung puwet.
Off, Yuragi is down bottom, Tiger dead, Jackie's still alive. Scraping away, but Amar gets the badge he needed. Turns back on the Skem now as the Undying. The TB illusions, they're doing a good job, but this corrosive haze and the physical damage from the Slaughter is enough to get a double for him.
It's TB time.
Man.
Yeah, the Mask of Madness, getting all those max out bash, he's online. Anybody who wants to fight against him, like, you need to bring some serious burst damage, because any drawn out skirmish against Slardar is going to go heavily in Amar's way, and he's online now. It took him some time to catch up, but he's got there.
Yung TB niya, matik patay to agad.
Identical timing on both side lanes as well, with both carries being gone on. Both teams looking for exactly the same thing, shut down these illusion carries to limit their farm.
Hindi mobility build.
Trying to trade out towers now though, as tier 1 top has already died on their side.
Auto-clicker.
And they've drawn the line across that bottom.
Shout out Topper. Nice intro na naman by Boom pero ngayon sa kanila yung TB.
which will reveal a position of a couple of
In
Boom
fairness
heroes.
keeping up pa rin sa net worth wise.
Boom.
Pareho hindi
So I
nagkakalayo,
think
1
play
kill
very
lang.
cohesively as a team and
Sabagay,
make
Naga
moves
kasi.
where they're not getting like
Pero hindi
punished
Naga yung
elsewhere on the map,
nagbubuhat
because
ngayon
that's kind of what
BCM
happened there.
oh.
Like, you know, they make a
Top
good
of
move
the net
around
worth.
the mid and the top part of the map. You know, they're getting some good farm in their less track, but TB getting picked off down bottom is just something they can't
Pag yan,
really
naging
afford
online
to
yari
happen. And
sila kay
their
Invo.
draft has, you know, not so
Sana,
much room for error.
by that
They need
time,
to kind
meron ng
of,
mga,
similar to the first game,
counter items
have
tong
this kind of snowball
Boom.
going.
Oh, FBZ
Ano na, di ba?
using his rolling
Kukunyatan niya lang
thunder
talaga yan,
and
lahat na
blink to kill off
makikita niya,
Misha.
madness yun eh.
It does mean they won't have it for another 70 seconds, and Amar quickly dispatches with the Undying, so
Hindi
the
ni
one-for-one
Amar.
trade there. Probably
Nakahabol na sa
gonna
network
favour
si
OG
Amar, oh.
just because of the window
Second to the
that
top
they
na
have
siya, oh.
now without that big two-fight
Di
ultimate
ba
being
kanina ano lang
available.
siya?
Parang 6 minutes sabi ko, parang
Classic
17
FBZ
kills.
Tango loves the rush
17
of the
crit
Blink
kills lang
Dagger.
siya. 6
Just
minutes
some
na, 12
arcane boots
minutes.
to give him the
Top
farming
network
he
na.
needs, but making sure he can just play as the
Bumawi siya sa mga
initiator
hero
for his
kills.
team, has the shard queued up so he can rely on the roll up to like get out of things like
Isa,
and
setapan.
Yopaj,
be a nice kill.
great two-man stun.
Tubos
And here comes
agad.
FBZ with a swash and a crash back in towards OG. And they walked
Pero
up that
kaya pa rin.
staircase expecting it to be, you know, free
Nice
path into the
gap from
jungle,
Boom.
and they're met with Boom's reaction.
Just perfect synergy of spells there. Chain stunning everything, the cookie to kind of round out the stuns at the end, and not much you can do there if you're OG when you get jumped on. They need some BKBs playing into this Leshrac Snapfire. BKB timing is going to be scary. You can see even heroes like Invoker, he's got one queued up. Midas bots into BKB.
Okay.
And once Slardar and Invoker have
Nagka-travel siya,
their
tapos
BKBs, these teamfights get a lot
Travels
more
para sa
tricky for Boom.
responde.
So Boom want to get as much done as possible.
Kapag ka nakamidas
During that
Invoker
kind of
kasi
fight.
talaga usually yan yung go-to nila na item.
I wouldn't be surprised to
Travels.
see another couple of smokes in a row. Like Tim's right now with kisses off cooldown.
Naglabas na rin siya na
He's
ano, na
desperately
point
itching
na
to
rin siya
get
ng
involved in
Wex.
team fights.
1 point pa
Just
lang
needs a hero
pero
to
more
pair
than
up
enough
with,
na yan.
which should usually be Yopaj, maybe FBZ, now rolling thunders off
si,
cooldown.
si Amar.
See where they head. Kill off that Naga illusion. Top rune illusion, not the best.
No, not what Yopaj was hoping for, but I
I
don't know.
guess it's
Okay,
not
magme-maelstrom si
awful against
FBC,
Corrosive
which is
Haze
actually
and
a
Cold
good
Snap
choice.
though, right?
Yeah.
Good choice
has
yung
some potential.
Yung Maelstrom para kay Naga.
See if we get a
Most
chance
likely
to make a
gagawin
play
niya
around it
Glipnir
for
yan.
Yopaj, but
OP ang Glipnir
now
din kay
he's
ano
kinda
eh.
just farming out the
Panggo
mid
eh.
lane. It looks like for now at least. Boom
BKB
looking
dagger
to-
na lang kulang
to
ni
slow this
Slardar.
down.
Ah,
I do
BKB
kinda
talaga
agree what
muna
you said,
yan.
where it does feel
Usually
like they
ganyan
wanna
na
use up some
ginagawa
of
nila
these
sa mga top tier teams.
smokes
Rekta
fairly
BKB
early on
muna
and
bago
make these
dagger.
moves
Depende
now.
pa rin sa hero
Anytime
syempre.
they have got rolling thunder with blink dagger, like
O,
just-
tulad ba
just
naman ni
make a play.
Pango,
And
syempre,
they
mas
smoke up
una
out
may
of the dire
dagger,
observer
diba?
ward range.
May built-in
Three
BKB
heroes,
siya na
it's
skill
the
eh.
same trio, and once again looking to hunt down
Ayan,
Amar,
tinamp
but
ni
Misha's
Misha
in a
yung
pretty
gank,
good spot
na?
to pop this one.
Look at those kisses launched preemptively. Amar's out of there. It looks like Misha might be able to slip away as well. Yopaj and
And here come
FBZ.
OG.
And considering chasing, but the song from Nagasara and trying to catch up to the Pango, he's just out of range. Oh, they can't quite
point
find
two.
him.
Teka.
FBZ.
Wala yung pusa ko daw.
Dagger
Wait
ready.
lang.
Scam's got a
Might-
tombstone, but I don't think Boom want to fight this without the rolling thunder. This very awkward situation. Like they see Misha, but that's not who they're smoking for. Like FBZ was dead set on catching Amar, but level 4 sprint, he was able to just outrun him. And OG recognizing Boom had kind of overcommitted and weren't going to kill anyone. We're like, oh sweet, this is our fight now. But similarly, Boom also managed to get out. So
Ayaw.
the game
Nakita
kind
na.
of mouse from both
Tutulog lang
sides.
kasi si Mama
Yeah,
kababa
kind of nice
masyado.
that Naga was already in position, so she actually was able to TP top to push out that
Tapon
way.
ko lang, what?
While Invoker with his
Apa?
boots of travel, he's
Tinailong ko.
able to be anywhere on the map.
Free farm yung
really.
TB oh. Both
given
both
moment.
sila ni Naga.
So OG very good at
Uncontested
reacting
na,
around
hindi na
that
sila
trouble
mahante.
reset button. Jackie, yeah.
Ayari si
Hey, somebody
Jan,
back
si
on.
Misha.
Ragi, Tiger trying to kill off the tombstone.
Rekta,
Gets on the
convert nila yan
unleash.
sa ano, as
Can't chase any
basag.
further,
May
though.
catapult eh.
Down bottom, meanwhile.
Ah, okay. Pinilit niya ano, Amar
chasing
ah.
for Yopaj.
Ay hindi, kala ko ipipilit niya eh.
Oh,
Kala
that's
ko
right.
ilalaban
Not
niya eh,
only
kawawa
blind
si
stunned just
Amar
yet,
dun.
heals on cooldown as
Tutunaw
well
yan.
means no great form of initiation from them.
Sadly, di nila na-convert na sa ano, as a push. Ayan, ayan, pinilit nila.
Hey,
Okay.
rolling in towards Amar, they really want to kill him off, but a great ice
Nice.
path stops lashing.
Ay,
his
sayang,
tracks.
di pa tinamaan si Misha,
What a
pero
dash
ayan,
from
nabutan.
Yopaj, though, will burn through the Slardar while FBZ claims the
Tunaw.
life of the Jakiro. And now the tier 1 tower
Matatek
being
na nila.
taken down slowly but surely. The Sunstrike lands. Not enough damage to kill off the Lash, though.
Good roll
Network,
in
di pa rin
He rolled in
nagkakalayo,
without
ah.
Using the blinks that after he got the first stun,
Parang
he could
fast
blink
farmer
back and
kasi yung mga ano eh.
stun Slaughter a second
Naga tsaka
time. He kind of
TV.
ignored the Jakiro.
Ayan, oh, naglalaban lang sa
knowing that
network
that
yung
was gonna
Naga
be an
TV,
easy
oh.
kill, so Good job by Boom. Couple of kills and the tower to follow it up. They've taken all these
Sunod-sunod
T1
na yung kills
towers now.
kay
As
Amar.
you'd like to see
Bumababa
with
na
any
siya.
kind of a Leshrac draft, and they continue
Fifth
to
na
push
lang siya
forward
ngayon sa
here.
net worth.
So from Leshrac, not far off. That's going to give them a pretty good timing where TB may have his Manta style as well, and they can, you know, start eyeballing Roshan or at least any kind of aggressive
Silang
fight on
vision
the map.
Yeah, they got Snap having
tinatake over na niya, no?
delivered in a short while as well. Tons of ways to fight around this tombstone. And that Rolling Thunder. No real vision to speak of, though, in this top jungle. I do get this high ground observer ward now to try and scout out where Uragi's been farming. But the Nagasaran has already evacuated that northern side of the map.
Sinasakop ng ano, di ba?
Just leaving Tiger up there to maybe try and cut a wave or two.
Ng Dire.
In behind them, and Boom position themselves to defend the Roche pit, cut out this mid wave.
Saan pupunta si
Make sure
Naga?
OG is shoved off to the right hand side in the bottom right hand corner.
They've kind of got to constantly address the Naga split push. Her illusions are being sent to multiple lanes.
Okay.
She's always playing away from enemy heroes in the end.
They decided to
wherever Boom or not,
get
she's
the
going to the other side
Roshan.
of the map, farming out the jungle.
Iko-contest ba sila? Yun ang tanong.
Right
Nasa Sunstrike eh.
Her illusions are cutting
Sunstrike
both
sila ni
mid wave
BZM,
and
so
bottom
alam nila
wave.
BZM
Great
kung
job
nasan
by
sila.
Uragi to
Sadly,
get
wala
as
pang
much
BKB si
farm on the
BZM.
map as possible, and
Hindi
it
sila
also just
aabot.
delays any
Free
kind of
Roshan.
push. Like, Boom's just gonna be
Wala
like,
ring
oh, let's
BKB
just
pa
push
si
it away.
Slardar,
We
so
don't
yung timing nila is
have
off.
So, very annoying stuff.
Hindi
and
sila
it's gonna
lalaban
make
dyan,
OG
imposible
really
yun.
drag
Hindi
this
nila
game out to a
lalabanan.
point
Mamaya
where,
sila
you know,
lalaban.
they can finish these
I-delay
BKBs
nila
that
yung
are
AGs.
so important. And also, they're just, again, they're down on kills pretty bad, but they're keeping it close with the gold.
And it doesn't feel like they are too afraid of that
pipitas lang sila.
Roshan.
Tatry na nila kunin yung AGs, no?
They cancelled his own TP there, knowing the Yules was coming. Still
Nice.
too much
Di
damage to
Alexander,
withstand, though,
nice.
as up in the top lane, they burst through Jackie at the same time, finding the TP
Surprisingly
kill,
enough,
and he
binigay
wasn't
nila
the
kay
one with
Leshrac
Aegis.
yung AGs imbis na kay
Yeah, give it
Jackie.
to the Leshrac because they want to
Si
make
Jackie
maybe some
naman,
kind
sobrang
of
asim. Hindi
aggressive
umalis pa
plays and
dun.
try to take these tier 2 towers with Edict, but
Ang lalim
Jackie
niya.
has to be that much more careful with where
Easily,
he's fighting.
easily
Can't
ganked yun,
afford
and
to
then
go down. That's
nice
a
gank din.
huge find. Like the slaughter is a nice skill for Boom, and it like helps them progress, but TP going down is like the worst thing
Partida,
that
16
can
kills
happen
sila.
right
Lamang sila by 10 kills
I feel
sa
like so many
OG.
times in this game, there's
Pero
multiple
net worth
plays
wise,
being
hindi
made at the
nagkakala yun,
exact
no?
same time.
So good
You know,
job
I'm
pa rin
watching
sa
Slaughter
OG.
getting picked off by two members of Boom while they're losing Jackie top, and
May
you've got
BKB
to
na rin si
wonder,
ano,
should they have been
BZM.
top covering him? Should Jackie have run away from that top lane a little sooner? Seems to be a little disconnect with Boom after taking this
Taba ni
Aegis,
Opa,
which was
Joe.
a similar thread in the storyline of Game 1.
Nabili na ni Opad yung ano niya eh, yung parang
And also, kind of hats off to OG.
pinakamagandang item para kay
recognizing
Leshrac
with the
para
info
sa
they
akin,
get,
ah.
using this
Bloodstone.
Naga illusions to scout
Sarap
and
yan.
push out waves. They understood that he was alone and that they could easily find
Ah,
and get
makikita.
that kill.
Lalabanan ba nila? Ang tanong,
Uragi getting
hindi.
caught here. Doesn't
I-clear
look
lang
like
yung
Yopaj is going to be able to get on
Natural
top of him, and
counter, no?
there's always
Bilis.
that get out
Bilis
jail free
matunaw
card
ng
in the
ano?
Song of the Siren if Uragi does feel like he's in any
illusions
danger.
ni Naga. Then again, Manta pa lang
Similar
naman
story,
kasi
like,
yung ano nun, parang may
Finds like
kunat
himself
na
farming
item
out top
ni
and then the
Naga.
entire boom team comes his way.
Nag-orchid siya,
He's like, okay, I'm
which is
gonna
this
keep
is the
bottom,
new
farm
build
out
talaga,
the
mga
entire bottom
pamangkins.
jungle,
Meta build na yan,
farm out
hindi na
bottom
nagdi-diffuser
lane,
kay
and also
Naga.
push out the mid lane using illusions as well, I imagine.
Well,
It's
FBZ
either
spends
Manta,
thunder
Recta
here to try and
Scadi,
find
or
Tiger.
Manta Orchid, kung
Even
gusto na
putting the
aggression,
tombstone
ganun na
on the
talaga
ground.
ginagawa nila ngayon.
Kill off his
Hindi na
master.
sila nag-diffusal kasi si
Finally
diffusal
take it
nerf.
down, so 30 seconds without
Mura,
target now.
mura na si diffusal,
OG,
pero
they're
ayun.
gonna try and push out the
Walang
top
item
mid
progression
lane,
doon eh.
leaving
Pag
Boom
na-build
to
mo yung
open up on the
diffusal,
tier
yun na
2.
talaga.
Yeah, not the biggest skill,
Parang for
but
me, parang
this
kay
tier
PL
2
na lang
tower
talaga
is
yun eh.
what they
PL or kay
ideally
ano,
wanted
kay
to get a minute
Pango,
ago.
ayan.
When TB got picked off, it slowed things down.
Oh, nagbabalik Dota na ako,
still
Papi
give him
Jacob.
that dire outpost control. and
Nag-stream
it
na nga
doesn't
uli ako
feel
ng
like an
Dota
Aegis would-
this past few
I mean,
days.
maybe
Puro
Boom
Dota
consider
streams
going high
ako.
ground here. They've still got Metamorphosis,
After
but I think
almost
TB
2
without
months na hindi
BKB
pa
is just
gi-stream.
too exposed.
Well, rainbow of TPs.
So,
into
move
him.
yata binigay
Yeah.
Aegis kay
Gone on
Leshrac.
for the
Yun nga eh.
slaughter, but they've got the disengage from BZM.
Hindi ko nga rin
Has 4
masabi
points
eh. I
up in
mean,
the
mas
wax
magaling
now,
sila
so
sa atin,
Tornado
di ba?
is a pretty decent tool just
So,
holding back
we cannot
Boom,
question them eh.
getting Slaughter out of there. And then, I mean, God, you look at the mini-map,
Wala,
you see these little
for me,
green
wala akong
markers
karapatan
everywhere.
na
Nugget
questionin
wins,
kung ano yung decision nila
spreading
dun eh.
out and cutting waves, being a nuisance.
Even the real Nagas, like.
Kasi kung
it's
tutuusin,
pretty
kung pag-iisipan
Good
natin
for
maigi,
Orchid.
parang
It's
it makes
interesting,
sense
'cause,
din nga
like, this is
naman.
like
Di
a
ba?
fighting, killing
Since si
Naga build.
TB,
It doesn't
hindi pa
feel
naman
like it would be
online,
a
ano pa lang
fight
item ni
fight,
TB?
but
Di pa
they
online
must feel
to,
like they
Manta
can.
pa
They
lang.
could fight
Manta
around maybe
Dragon
this Aegis
Lance.
expiring and with the BKBs.
So, kulang na
they're
kulang pa
definitely
to.
strong here, so
Di ba?
it's
Ano next na
different-
pina-farm niya
a
ni
look
TB?
that, you know, we've seen
Ni
the Open
Jackie.
Naga before.
Di ko
It's
pwede
like-
i-click si
it's gonna
Jackie.
become almost like a standard Naga build, but getting it in a game where it feels like they're split.
Yan, lamang pa rin sa ano.
Bit
Hindi nagkakalayo actually.
Yeah, also kind of cool that Naga is nearby the
58-42.
grid she's killing. Not something we usually see. As Tim's
napitas pa
caught
siya.
out by a naked ice path of the Jakiro.
Okay lang naman yun, pause 4 lang. Nawala. Nga lang si Skem nagko-commit.
Yopaj caught out with his cold snap tornado bashed.
Nice pango.
But FPZ with the counter initiation. Aegis is down. Skem being blown up. Has to get the mech heal and soul rate back up. But he's going to fall quickly. The turnaround on the Tiger though with his TB metamorphosis coming back onto the Siren. She's going to mount a song. No, she's not.
Dalawang life niya, natunaw lang, no?
And the kisses giving you that suppressing fire.
Sadly namatay din si Naga. Nag-buyback siya, no, si Teams.
Well done quite just yet though, diving tier 2 for a triple kill on Jackie.
Yeah, they can't keep Jackie down, and
Wala, hindi nila
he
maawatin.
manages
Online na si
to make
Jackie.
sure the fight ultimately swings mostly in Boom's favor. Then at the same
In fairness,
time,
oo.
losing the Leshrac, it was a
Namatay na
fight
sila
that
si Rak
was
kasama
not
Aegis,
a
pero
convincing
pabor pa rin sa Boom yung
team
fight na
at
yun.
all. You can see how squishy this Leshrac is on the front lines. As we replay the fight, they lose Tims to start off. He's
Patay
only
agad
buys
si
back
Tims, buyback
pretty
agad.
shortly after, but Leshrac with an Aegis just felt like food.
Kahit
to
na
them.
nag-buyback
Minus
siya,
armor
no,
from
si
the
Tims, pabor pa rin sa
corrosive
kanila.
Ace, plus all the damage coming in from the rest of the OG draft just destroyed Yopaj.
Tinunaw, eh.
Yeah, I mean, Invoker with alacrity, he's doing 200 damage a pop, 300 even, and he's got his maxed out exile put up as
Kakanta na sana eh.
Perfect place for
Kakanta na
FPZ's
sana eh,
angle,
namatay
being near that wall
Sino
where it
panalo
just
game
kinda
1
bounced
OG,
back
papi?
forward, stunning a couple of
One-sided
heroes.
yung game.
Even caught some of
Actually,
the
hindi naman
cores
one-sided.
towards the end of the fight as their BKBs were wearing off, so still a good fight for Boom, and it does feel like this game is shaping up to a point where we're
OG
going to need to see
panalo.
this TB.
Nung una,
do some
mukhang
real
ano,
heavy
Boom
lifting,
na
much
kasi
like
sobrang
last game,
aggressive ng
because,
Boom.
like, Leshrac
Ayaw nilang tigilan ng mga
Like,
ganks, ng
I'm
mga
surprised Legends
clashes,
goes for
yung
some kind of armor
OG.
item. Has a BKB queued up after this.
Kaya lang nakabawi
I feel
OG kanina
at least a
eh.
casual
Ganda
plate
ng
mail
mga
is gonna
space
be
nila eh.
essential for Yopaj.
Nabigyan ng
with
gusto
a lot
na
of
ano.
physical damage and minus
Ang
armor.
espasyo si-
Absolutely does. We also
si
saw how
Yuragi
squishy and
nakapag-farm.
how much of a problem it can be for Naga, the fact that she's
What's
not
up,
a
Papi
BKB
Patrick?
carrier.
Kamusta?
Getting clipped by the Pango stuns, Lesh stuns.
Free hit yung ano,
magic damage
TB,
out of
oh.
Tims with the
Doon sa last
kisses.
fight na yun, free hit yung
Yuragi
TB.
does have to be a little bit careful if he plays too far forward without being able to get the song off.
Ang tanong, magbi-BKB ba na ba agad si ano?
Dispose.
Si Jackie.
Yeah. And
Yung TB yun
not
yung
something
TB yun,
that
si
they
Jack
can
Boy.
necessarily rely on.
Set up
as
sila ng kill,
bottom lane
pero
Amar
itutuloy ba nila?
trying to force out this BKB, but
Walang
not going to
responde.
take the bait
Uy,
initially.
nice!
The Rolling Thunder doesn't clip him, and he's out of there holding his BKB.
Nga lang mahuli si Taiga na.
Composure.
Pero nice, nakawala si ano.
Yeah, very well done by Amar to blink away
Amar.
from that.
Yeah. Having the understanding that he could
Yeah,
escape it
nag-quit ka
without
na. Alam,
BKB.
2 months na yata ako di naglalaro nun. Papi, naka-uninstall na
Lose the
sa
tier 2
akin.
tower bottom though, so Boom, even without an Aegis, is still the ones on the front foot applying
Taiga, no?
pressure.
Yung hook niya, no?
And they're on
Yung
less
nakawala
than
rin yung
20%
PL, tapos
off.
nahuli
Last
niya
game
pa,
was
Papi
like,
Christopher,
okay,
no?
how do they
Hindi, no?
outcarry these 3 cores? and
Alimaw.
only got a PL, and you know the PL isn't having the best time this time around. TB Leshrac.
Gagi, ang taba ni Jackie, 25 minutes.
OG's draft when it comes to late game.
Tignan nyo naman yung item ng TB.
Yeah, once you get to 40 minutes, it
Manta,
doesn't feel like that kind of
Threads,
foregone conclusion.
Falcon Blade, Skadi,
Much
tapos
stronger
Dragon
position
Lance.
for them.
Ang taba ng TB.
So much is going to come down to execution above all.
Ang
I mean,
tanong,
you've got
malalockdown ba siya
TB in the form of the
ng
Invoker,
OG?
but I think similarly, Boom
Remember,
have
wala pa
access
siyang
to the
BKB,
Delegate in the
ah.
form of the Leshrac.
So,
You know, if they
tingnan
can get on
natin
top
kung
of the
paano
Invoker with the
malalockdown ng
Tango,
OG. Paano
the
gagawin ng
Invoker
OG kay, ano,
is
kay
gonna
TB.
die very quickly. The TB gets like some kind of BKB.
Leading
blink
na
build
as of
because
this
it's gonna
moment,
blink it on
Boom.
top. A
Nasa
little
Boom pa rin
surprising
na, no?
Jackie not prioritizing BKB, but he is
Last check
a
na ano,
killing machine
ano,
with this
parang
like all
game
stat
prediction,
slash damage.
58% ang
Another
Boom.
thunder onto the Marcy.
Ah, nahuli pa nila si
And
Marcy
there's
uli,
Scotty damage coming in from Jackie Boy.
I've seen this
Kill
one
off Tiger.
a few times before. Tiger with 9 deaths, but it's kind of been his role and his job this game. So
Ano,
the
parang
tactical
40+%,
feeding continues.
45% ng
Yeah, I guess
kills.
this build on TB, you know,
Actually,
looking
hindi,
at this
mga,
Naga
ano,
Siren, he
9 kills na,
immediately
9 deaths na si,
pushing
ano, si
out
Tiger.
waves and making sure that Naga isn't getting free reign of the map.
And,
Does make a
sulit
lot
na
of
sulit
sense.
yung
But
Metamorph.
so far, OG with the bots on Invoker, Naga pushing waves.
Laki-
They've
Aba ni
managed to
Jackie.
keep
Ano yung next
both
na item
side
niya?
lanes across the river and
Hindi ko nakita.
constantly forcing Boom just to come back and maintain them.
Just invis and he's found BZM.
Oh, that's big. And FBZ's on top of him as well.
Ay, nahuli nila si, ano, si BZM.
Looking
Nice.
away with a ghost walk, tries to slip
Last hit.
down into the tree
Wala
line. He's in the
makapag-blink to.
farm.
He's out.
Blink is ready.
Ay, nakapoy,
Oh,
Opad.
Yopaj
Ay,
not gonna land the stun. FBZ misses the swatch as well. That was
Pareho
close.
Yeah, they just didn't have the Rolling Thunder. I don't know if FBZ, maybe his shield crash was
Wala
on
nga,
cooldown too. I
hindi
think
nga
it took him in
nakapagana.
time, but yeah,
Nakapag-roll.
just not quite enough damage
Sayang.
to finish off the Invoker there.
Laki pick up nun, no?
Such a nice find, and you can see when it
such
comes
a nice
to, like,
find nga
farm
daw,
right
di ba?
now,
Sabi
like,
ng
Boom
announcer.
were up 5k-ish gold, and they're just getting out farm. Naga able to split the entire map and finds FBZ mid with the roll-up. Helps bail him out with the Lotus Orb.
Gagi, ang taba na rin ni
You
Yoragi.
still have this song to play with.
Orchid Heart.
FBZ committing onto Naga. Good force staff.
Nice cookie. Oi, nice dodge.
Aggressively, Yopaj maybe overstepping here. TB arriving with a big
Oh, no.
reflection and Marcy shredded.
Ano ulit si BGM? Walang BKB to, so kaya hindi to magko-commit ng
They do
sobra.
open up onto Tims to kill the snap. Forcing backlash with a meatball to zone away the rest of Boom. Both teams looking for the weaknesses in that aggressive line.
Ganda ng cookie. Kala ko tatama na si Yoragi. Yoragi, nice
Feels like
dodge.
OG still in a position here to press forward onto tier 1.
Yeah. Something Amar's so good at is like he finds a way to run in and kill a support without even having to commit BKB, because he knew Boom used all their spells like
Mamaya
around
sobrang
the
peste na
Leshrac
nito
and
lalo si Leshrac.
like the Marcy
Di
there.
makakatulak high ground yan mamaya
Able to
if
get in
ever.
and out.
If ever magipit.
Still have a BKB to
Yung
play
Boom.
around, so OG wanna
Lalo kapag bumili na ng
re-engage
ano to, ng shard.
here.
Pero hindi niya priority pa shard
niya
niyan eh. BKB
Not a
talaga.
whole lot Boom can do to defend this one.
Nalalockdown
Malala si
Until
ano
they have
eh.
Rolling Thunder.
This is the,
Si
the
Leshrac
real
eh.
test now for Boom.
Oh, nahuli.
Amar with a sunstrike on. Good Yule Scepter. Well, it's
Wala,
time for
patay yan,
Yopaj,
Seb.
but it's just an onslaught of physical
Kailangan
damage
talaga
that
ng
comes
BKB,
afterwards.
oo.
Naga Slaughter straight in towards FBZ,
Nalalockdown
but
na
he's
siya, tapos
switched back
physical
to low
damage pa
ground.
malala.
And I
Dito
think
caster
you're
hindi,
right,
ah.
Gods. But plate mail.
Suma-sideways lang ako, baka
makapiright kasi ako.
Desperately needed.
Oh, for sure. I mean, there was so much damage there. Like, he needs the play
May
mail, but at the
nag-game
same time,
na
nagsasalita
I don't know if it
Kulang
saves
siya
a
oh.
lot of
Sayang,
these
malapit
times,
na yung
but
mabuo niya kanina
you've
yung
gotta
Leshrac. Ano niya, yung
itemize
BKB
for,
niya eh.
you know, to deal
Parang
with
nasa
your
1k
opponent's
na siya
strengths,
before
I feel
siya
like.
ma-pick off eh.
Ooh. Even with Lesh dead, Boom smoke up.
Are they worried about Roshan here? Maybe they just don't see heroes here. Like, no one's in Rosh. They're going for a kill on mid. This is a Naga
Nandun
kill.
ka, Yoragi. Ang lalayo ng mga supports niya.
I think Naga just saw. Yeah, he just saw Lesh dead, and he's like, okay, I can do whatever right now. But
Overconfident
right
si
into
Yoragi
Roshan
doon,
with
Gagi.
Metamorphosis. This
Ang
is
lalim niya.
fantastic move from Boom. What a play from them.
Na-expect niya na ano,
They're
yung
gonna get
Leshrac
themselves a
eh,
free
since patay naman,
uncontested
di ba?
Roshan, which
Wala
is
makakapatay
great
sa
for
kanya,
Leshrac, 'cause
since
this
may heart
Leshrac
daw siya.
desperately needs
Yung
Aegis.
tinunaw
Maybe
agad.
they give it a TB.
Easy Aegis tsaka shard to.
We'll see.
It does look like Jackie is
Hindi nila
pushing
i-contest
forward,
yan.
so
Wala silang naga dun eh.
maybe they just saw what happened last time with an Aegis on Lesh, where he just dies twice.
Pangalawang
super fast.
pangalawang ages na, no?
TB's ready to kind of
Sabog
play this
talaga,
front
oh.
line,
Confident
pushing
siya
Barry
masyado
down,
kasi
so-
naka-heart siya.
Diba?
Alright.
Eh, patay yung Leshrac.
Which is yung natural na counter sa kanya.
Hindi
niya expected na matutunaw siya. Tununaw siya. Gagi,
Gagi,
taba ni Jackie. Taka-BKB na rin.
Tatayo na lang to.
Nog is feeling pretty fearless there.
Teka,
Feels
may ano.
unkillable. And Boom knowing that, exploit.
Sino ang magdedef? Yari magdedef sa baba.
Get themselves Aegis on TB. Meta down for 80 seconds, so still not too bad for OG.
Bibigay ba?
to
Ay, naku
split
po yun
pushing
lang.
and
Nag-daytime,
force fights away from
nakita
their
ata si,
base,
ano.
which is something they're so good at. And that map control.
Nakita ata si
playing opposite
Taiga
side of the map.
nag-daytime. Ayan, oh, nakita nga.
He's here
Diba?
trying to hunt him
Nag-ano
down,
sila,
but BCM is
nag-respond din
already
sila.
out. And that's the thing. He's the only real reliable catch of
Nice
sorts.
immediate smoke.
Tiger. Oh, the blind sun. Yopaj gets him in the trees down
Wala,
bottom.
nahuli pa si
He was
Tiger.
trying to
How did he
TP out.
10
Maybe he
gets?
just had a sixth sense or possibly saw something.
Wala, taras pa lang yan, papi. Uy,
What
teka, sino to
radiation
napitas?
looked like.
Amar's in
Si
on
Tims.
the snap. And
Mahuli
Jackie
din ba nila si Jackie?
trying
Ang
to get away
tanong,
with his Demon's
ihabol
Heel.
ba nila? Hindi,
Popped
hindi
his
nila
BKB
ihabol.
early on to disengage from OG.
Yun nga lang, lalakas loob ng OG nito. Nakita nila
Then you show
nag-BKB.
Pingo bottom, and then all of a sudden OG know it's safe to force a fight mid.
Oh, di ba?
Take it
Tama
while
ako.
Pen goes away.
Mamaya pa lalaban ulit itong Boom.
And then the line's drawn
Hintayin
again.
nila yung cooldown ng
Playing
BKB.
keep away with Boom
Jackie.
right now. Don't let them reach
Tsaka
the
yung
base. Don't
Metamorph
let them
kasi
get high
magsasabay
ground.
eh.
Keep killing off the hero here. Like any trade is pretty good for OG as long as it's like for
Oo,
like.
yan, kukunin
As
nila
Amar,
kahit na anong ano.
FBZ quick on the blink.
Kahit na mga support pickups lang.
Has the
Ipipilit nila
basher
yan.
completed now. Also an Aeon
Unti-unti
dispute
nang
out.
lumalayo yung gap eh.
Ton of utility items for the team.
May takot na rin niya si Yoragi.
BZM does have
Gulat
the
siya,
star
natunaw
device
siya,
now,
di
though,
ba?
so
Kahit
if
na,
Invoke is
ano,
able to blink hex
walang
someone,
Leshrac kanina.
they can die in a blink of an eye.
Mag-iingat na yan.
You have to be ready with the counterplays and protecting your teammates.
Well, FBZ.
Binibait
he
niya na.
catches
Binibait ni
and
Yoragi.
Yoragi catches him, and now Jackie's here
Catching
to
who?
try. Yeah. It looks like FBZ gonna roll
Ah,
in
okay.
and run away.
Nag-Mage Slayer lang siya. Hindi niya pa
Causing a bit of
kinumpleto
chaos.
yung Bloodthorn.
Should be a full disengage from Boom.
A jump back in.
Whoa.
He gets the
Nice, nahuli yung ano?
turnaround back onto the
Nahuli
TB.
info?
They got the chain
I
locked
mean,
down.
TB.
He's stunned and caught the Manta. I don't know. Aegis claimed, but he does
Ayan na, wala na ano Aegis.
Kiss is launched in, covering
Nice
fire
leap,
from
nice
the
leap.
Snapfire as Uragi slows
Nice
down.
Ako po, problema to.
Aiming for the Terror Blade. He does have BKB Sunder though to come out.
Okay na
of
pag
this one.
BKB pa.
So strike of the bashes from Omar, catching out Jackie.
Yung si Jackie di makagalaw.
Uragi and Tiger on the run back as Yopaj.
Papag Sander? Sander? Hindi na Sander, nag-X.
But the heals, Tims and Skem.
Babalik yan,
Jackie in fighting shape on Yopaj.
Naghanap siya naman sa Sander niya, oh.
Hounding this Invoker. A bash in with a swat.
Tangina, hindi pa naka-metamorph yun, pero panalo pa rin boom.
Oh, OG just getting a little bit too big for their britches. They're trying
Ganda
to
ng
force
ginawa
the
nila,
TP
zoning
kill.
na eh.
And even taking
Zone
it
na
back. Like,
zone
they
na.
knew TP
Yun
did
nga
that
lang si ano.
metamorphosis. He was
BZM
respawning out
na
of
pa-overcommit.
Aegis,
Walang HP
but there
kasi
was
si
just
ano.
enough
Si
firepower
Jackie.
coming in from Yopaj, who most of these fights
Ang ganda-ganda ng mga sustain nila kay Jackie. Tingnan niya ilang beses na muntik mamatay si Jackie. Nag-gribs siya eh. Ano, may mag-gribs eh. Sino nag-gribs?
They came so close to
Ito
killing
second
him the
life
second
niya.
time.
May
That was the
mag-gribs sa
first
kanya
death,
eh.
but
Kaya umabot
because
pa
of
ng
all
kalahati
these spells
HP
being
niya.
used, it's just, it's a free team fight for Leshrac.
Nice BKB din kay Jackie nun.
They're looking to get a lane of racks here, as you'll see in the bottom right
Hindi siya
corner.
nahuli na ano, na ice path.
Alive, tier 3 down. Buildings
Tangina,
falling
tunawagan
quickly
yan.
as Yopaj gets out his
Nag-meta nung low health. Ay,
OG
okay.
have a glyph.
Sayang. In-expect niya siguro meta BKB, no?
They need 20 more seconds for BZM to
sadly, napatay
respawn,
siya.
and it looks like they're just going to give up this lane. Another quick wave will arrive and allow Boom to unlock that first lane of barracks.
Don't think Boomer interested in forcing the mid lane quite yet. They're going to disengage
Isa pang
together.
fight.
They've got
Isang clash
most
na
of
lang.
their spells back up. The Rolling Thunders come up.
GG na yan.
Metamorphosis in 40 seconds.
Tayo na,
So
going na siya sa ano,
ready for
butterfly
another
niya.
team
Oh.
fight fairly soon. They've got such good vision around this top part of the map.
Bebenta niya siguro yung Falcon
Multiple
Blade.
observer wards in this dire
Not sure.
jungle, so they'd love to find a way to take another fight, but
Pero kailangan pa rin
same
nila
time, maybe
mag-ingat
they're
kasi
gonna
may
be
potential pa rin si
eyeballing
OG
off
na
the lane
mag-comeback eh.
equilibrium. They need to push out these lanes. Bottom lane,
Remember,
mid
ano
lane,
na,
Naga
tawag
doing
dito,
a
mid-game
really
na to
good
eh.
job of repelling
33
Boom
minutes eh.
just by pressuring these lanes.
Actually, hindi na mid-game to eh.
Even though Roshan
Almost
is-
late
is
game na to,
minimum
so
3 minutes
Invoker
away,
online na
they're
kanina
still
pa.
looking that far ahead to
Same
be
with
able to push
Naga.
out these lanes, get them across the river to set up for 3 minutes time.
Nag-butterfly
even
din yata
now.
si Uragi, tama ba? Ayan, going butterfly nga din. Hindi niya tinapos yung Bloodthorn.
Can have Bloodthorn on
Casual
the
Mage
Siren.
Slayer lang muna, tsaka Orchid.
Smoke up, and they see some of these.
Which is actually a good point. For me, tama yun, na hindi mo na tinapos. Teka, may mapipick
Death
up.
number 13 incoming. FBZ.
Itay ka na naman, pang ilan?
Stuck here on the ramp though. But with Yopaj's arrival, they've got chain stuns for days.
112 na si Taiga, mga pamangkins,
Yopaj
no?
recognizing he needed to Yules to stop
So, sa
any kind of
28
rebound
deaths kay
escape.
12 kay ano, kay Taiga.
Prioritizing this mid lane,
Which is
there
a
is a
post
radiant
5, post
creep
5
wave
naman
here,
kasi
but
yan.
be going high ground without an Aegis here, but
So, siya na yung
he is
tumatakot
mighty
ng mga
strong,
ganks.
but doesn't seem like Boom can go for any kind of push here. They're playing a game where they just want to hunt down these heroes here. They see like
Dinadaga na sila ni ano eh.
mid, these Naga illusions.
Nilalabanan na
They
sila,
need to find the real
dinadaga na
heroes.
sila ng
Problem is,
Naga.
the-
Okay,
the
tinapos
so-called
niya.
phantom push, the
Tinapos niya ano,
illusion,
yung Bloodthorn,
the
mga
summons
pamangkins.
just make it so hard
Ang
to make
dinelay
any
niya
play
ngayon
on the
is yung
map when
kanyang
you can't
ano,
actually see
butterfly.
the heroes
Akala
that
ko
you wanna
unahin
go
niya yung
for
butterfly,
kills.
okay.
Yeah, it's like this is a good place for Boom to be in a normal game. Play enemy ancients.
What's up,
farm
Papi
agents,
Nino?
get neutralized
Shoutout
into
kay
you.
Papi Nino
You can have
RJ.
this split push between bot
Miss you
and
too,
mid.
no? Salamat sa 30 stars.
You don't have any of your own creep waves coming, and Leshrac, self-Yules, and the BKB.
Okay,
As the
BKB.
Song of the Siren from
Dragon can't
Uragi.
TP out.
Not
Naku
gonna
po,
work
bawal
out
ka
here
mag-TP,
for him.
matagal na BKB yan.
To dodge on the stun. Gonna get him away from.
Uy, nice! Nice tornado!
FPZ doesn't get the RNG luck he needed.
Tsaka hindi
that
nag-bash,
was
hindi
so
nag-bash
good
yung ano.
from Leshrac.
Hindi
BKB
nag-bash si
was gone,
Pango.
buying time. Naga can't TP until
Tumama
that
lahat
split earth
ng
is
ano,
being
ah.
used. And the reason
Nung
Yopaj goes for it, he knows
swashbuckle.
it's probably like,
Pero
you know,
walang
just
bash.
close enough to maybe cancel a TP, but
Nice
FPZ
tornado
couldn't
din.
get close enough for Rolling Thunder and unfortunately didn't get the
Tinamaan
bash
sila Shrak,
RNG.
hindi naka ano, oo.
Super
Pero
unfortunate.
gagi yung Buenos, ang Buenos na doon.
Smokes is fine, pinging out where
Ayun na, clash
BZM
na
and
naman.
Misha are. Cookie forward onto Jackie will claim the life of the Jakiro here. A simple and swift kill.
Ilalaban pa ba nila
He
to?
almost found some plus ones there. but
Okay,
here come
pick up
OG,
nila
they
si
wanna go
Pango.
in.
O, yun lang.
They've nearly blown up FPZ with a double full staff. The crit. It finally
Ang
takes him
kati!
down. Dead for 80 seconds. Soul rip from Skem. Gets him out. The tombstone already dropped. Oh, Amar just going to be
Kunot ni Amar? Ah, naka-assault cross na pala.
There's nothing to stop him whatsoever.
Wala makapag-cancel doon. Yung Pango lang na may
AC just
BKB,
giving him
na may
that extra
basher.
bit of survivability against the TP now and making life hard for for Boom, who are so reliant on this Pengo to set up kills for the TB and for everyone. Second he goes down, there's not really a whole lot Boom can do. They're just going to get kited and outmaneuvered in any kind of a team fight.
Wala, na-pick up si Pango eh.
Both teams are going to start eyeballing off Roshan fairly soon.
Ayan na, butterfly na rin. Ako po, nakakatakot na rin yung Naga.
Respawning and Dire Scan does clip onto them. Still 30
Medyo nahinto
seconds
yung
without
farming
Pinko.
ni ano
That's
ha,
OG.
ni Jackie.
Make this smoke move. Tiger leading
So
the
isa
charge.
pa rin yun nasa top network, pero ano ba yung binibid nila? Butterfly?
Boom seem to be aware of this. They've
Tapos na ba?
completely vacated their
Kanina pa yata
ancient
tapos,
area,
or
just
nagre-reserve
leaving
lang siya ng
the
buyback?
illusions. More
Ah,
of an
pasatanic
attempt to
na,
kind of
okay,
give up that
nagre-reserve
Roche
nga ng
area of the
buyback.
map for now,
Hindi
but
kaya
they're
hindi
gonna need to
bumibili.
make an aggressive move out. They don't know the Roche timer for all they know. Roche, okay, they just scout Roshan now. They know OG's not in there, so they buy that little bit of breathing room.
Walang buyback si Naga. Kapag yan namatay, payari sila.
In the hills really become
1-8
incredibly
lang gold
important. These high
Tingnan nga,
ground
scoreboard.
observable spots, which OG currently have 2 of. I did notice though that
Sana wala pang kill si Yoragi, 0-3 oh.
closer to their ancients, and both teams have gems. Vitally important to keep that team fight vision going when you need the initiations to be spot on from heroes like FBZ and Amar on this Pango and Slardar.
Halos lahat na ano no, parang 70 to 80% ng fights. Active si Jackie.
Yeah, he's happy about that.
Kay Yoragi naman, hindi
Ayo,
masyado
just
eh. Kaya
Mango
0-3
just
lang
means
din
they
siya.
can
Tingnan nyo.
Play a little bit more aggressive with SPZ in the front
0-3
line.
tapos yung assist niya 3 lang din, oh, di ba? Gaya yung sabi ko,
Some of
hindi
those
siya masyadong
initiations
active.
onto himself.
Whereas kay Jackie, tignan nyo, 5-2-10, no?
Getting rid of that vision.
More on sa ano, cutting creeps talaga.
With the advantage.
Si
Taking that spot on the
Yoragi.
map just in front of Roshan.
Yan din kasi talaga yung playstyle ng hero niya, Naga eh.
Playing into darkness right now.
Pero good ano siya.
Feels like in some ways,
good use siya
such
kay
a
ano,
similar game to
sa
last. The
Roshan.
big key difference being that Boom have drafted and just
Pag to, nag-Satanic
prepared
Hubad
themselves
Dragon
better to
Lance
actually go,
or
recognizing, like, maybe
Hubad
early on
Threads.
that with OG, you know, picking the Naga that they're just looking to stall it out again. Boom's like,
Timeless
okay,
relic,
we'll get
sarap.
TP. You know, we'll match you. And they put themselves in this position where they're making all the plays, controlling the map, but then also scaling at the same time.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised the BZM's not going for the Aghanim Scepter here, having
Naglalag ba stream ko? Hindi
some of
naman.
the Siren to set up the
Sa akin kasi
Cataclysm.
pahinto-hinto yung ano ko, sa cellphone ko.
Opting to go for the Octarine
Pinapanood ko
core
rin yung
rather
stream
than
ko
that.
sa cellphone ko para kung sakali may magko-comment, ma-replyan
For
ko
long
agad.
drawn out fights will be nice and all, but I just feel like at least at some point it's going to be eyeing off an Aghanim Scepter, at least maybe as his next item.
Yeah.
Buff siya na.
Timeless Relic is a dream item as well with all that amped up
Wala,
spell
sarap
damage
nga
too.
nila dadaan.
Huge. And debuff duration as well. Real handy on the Invoker. As Roshan, he's up.
Chippy rats ang
He's got
gagawin
an
nila.
Aghanim Scepter on him. So maybe that's what the Invoker's looking for. Try and take this Roche for themselves and just get a free Ags.
Smooth naman, sa akin nga lang.
Roche
Sige,
get free
sige.
Ags.
Salamat, Papi Christopher. Salamat.
Simple solution. And OG, they still have that high ground ward. Tim's, he knew it was there for a while, so he gets rid of it very quickly.
OG have smoked. Leshrac is TPing a little bit split up here. Yopaj may get
Yopaj.
caught alone. He's smoked. but
Naku po!
The Hex, they get the immediate
Naku po,
initiation.
tunaw.
Yopaj getting blown up. He does have
Rekta
buyback.
niya, no?
But Boom in an awkward spot now. Tornado EMP gonna close
Nahuli!
the TB.
Nahuli si
Ice Wall
Jackie.
gonna slow him down to a crawl as he mantas out of the ensnare of the Naga. But Yoragi gonna
Teka.
swung up to high ground here.
Aggressive
Trying to
ba yan, ah?
backstab in onto the Undying
Slip, ah.
and the Snapfire, where Amar, with their side the voice out of BZM,
Yagi.
blow up Skem. Now the catch
Tunaw.
onto the snap. So quickly done. Jackie tries to
Jackie na lang mag-isa.
Tanky Naga gets himself away while Tiger's Big Gibby allows the disengage.
Ay, walang si
On the
Jackie,
side of
oh.
Jackie, Amar
Mano-mano
tries to
sa
matches.
ano, Rainbows,
Angels
oh.
are definitely blasted.
Ayun lang, tinunaw ng Bloodthorn.
OG have destroyed them.
Yeah.
Executed.
Wala na to.
Played and annihilated
Babaliktad.
around the
Tignan
pit.
yung network.
OG will dominate Boom here.
From
and take
almost
Roshan
10,000
for
lead, nawala.
themselves.
Just, I mean, they
Ang ganda
lost
ng
their
pick-up
board,
nila,
but
no?
they kind of
Sunod-sunod.
had all the info they needed to know, and I think they still knew that. Yopaj just maybe linger on that bottom lane.
Hindi rin kasi pwede mag-TP si Jackie, mga pamangkens. BKB TP, hindi niya pwedeng gawin. Kasi may Slardar na sobrang bilis ng attack speed.
So
Oh,
he didn't
diba?
actually buy back until super late.
Yun yung
because
sinabi
he's
ko, di
thinking,
ba?
like,
Sinabi din ng announcer.
I buy back, I have to walk to this fight. Like, that's the other big issue. Like, your buyback isn't
Ganda ng pick
worth
up
as
nila
much
nung kay
when your
Leshrac.
TP's on cooldown. So OG just you know,
Sobrang
a bit of
layo ni Yopaj sa mga
luck in some
kakampi
ways
niya.
that they catch Yopaj alone there, but also a bit of a misplay from Yopaj to be going there alone when they
Oh,
can
di ba?
smoke in.
Yung sinabi ko,
Looking
ang
at
layo
the
niya.
board for
Sinabi
their
din ng
boldness
announcer.
on the smoke play, and this game just flips on its head.
Yeah, yet again.
Push sila.
I mean, who did they even give the axe to? Naga has it, I guess.
Isang ano lang yun, ha?
Looks
Isang
like it,
mess. Diba?
Okay. Now we're
Isang
gonna have
misplay
that.
lang, yun nangyari doon, mga
Improved
pamangkin.
and
Tapos
snare,
naging
a
chain
real
reaction na. Tunaw eh, oh.
Pretty good against Magic Community.
Grabe yung blood torch.
G. Going for multiple lanes, pushing both mid and bottom in. They're not pushing all that fast.
So hindi sila nakapag-push agad-agad, ha? Wala sila nakuha ang rocks, in fairness. Tagal ng push nila dun, ha? Kung sa bagay, nag-80s pa pala sila, no? Nag-Roshan pa pala sila. Binigay nila kay Amar, yung Roshan, pati Cheese. Wala nga naman kasing slot kay Naga.
This game's still far from over.
Parang same lang, no? Oo, yung kanina, no? Wala na, nawala yung network lead, oh, na 10K.
Hurdles, Boom just can't get over them. And the first couple of 100 meters perfectly fine. Everything's going well for them.
Yung network ni Naga, ni Yoragi, biglang jump din,
As
eh.
far as like the team fight, I like the adjustment. The previous team fight they lost, they like used
Hirap
this
yan.
song plus ice path towards TP, and then he just BKBs the ice path and.
Ang pinaka-peste dito sa OG si Slardar.
They ignored the TP and TP
Amar.
BKB'd the ice path, but he didn't.
Kasi kung napansin nyo kanina, di ba? Nira-right click niya lang sila Lashrak kahit walang kahit may BKB. Ini-ignore niya lang, eh.
This TP shouldn't be the #1 priority at the start of a fight.
BKB,
It
corrosive
shouldn't,
haze,
but
tapos
shouldn't
ano lang siya, madness.
throw
Ayun na,
all their spells
pupukpukin
on
niya na yung kalaban.
And Boom with this ever-present threat of the Nagasara. Need to deal with bottom lane, need to push out mid.
Wala.
They
Uy!
also need to
Lakas
stay
na
as
loob, ah.
5 together. While BCM is
Ay, nahuli siya, oh. Kaya lang walang
spotted out for a
detection
sec
si
there,
FBZ.
but in the invis, FBZ has no reveal, so can't
Kasi
get the
BCM,
capture
lakas
on
ng
Boom
loob.
in the end.
Kailangan niyang gawin yun kasi nagka-cut siya ng creeps. Kung di na ginawa yun,
Boom at this point forcing the ball
matutuloy-tuloy
back
sila.
into their base, while the rest of his team, they're smoked up and
Nangdidistract lang
invading
siya, no?
Ancients.
Ano? Sino yung makakasalubong nila? May makakasalubong sila.
Always have those sun strikes that can be flowing in as well, but they're hunting. Mars Slardar getting fatter and fatter with an MKB, and he's the Aegis carrier who's going to be just blinking in and starting fights anytime he sees a Boom hero.
Yeah, I mean, you said a minute ago this game flipped on its head. I didn't really click how much. Like looking at the graph now, it's Mariana's Trench there dipping so fast down towards OG. Everything, experience, gold, win percentage. Now 72% favored for OG here over Boom in game 2.
Yeah, got up to like 74, 75% Boom favored, and
Biglang yung
50%
graph.
swing there on the win probability, and Boom are the ones on the back foot defending their base.
Hindi natin makikita later, ang
Down
gagawin
15K
ko.
gold all of a
Sa
sudden.
mismong Dota
The
2
big
tayo
part of it is the
manonood,
X-Blessing,
ha?
of course, but
Para makita ko yung yung mga
It's
real-time
an item.
graphs, yung mga
It's
ganon,
making
yung mga win,
OG
mga ganyan,
stronger
win
and
probability. Gogi, oh!
themselves and not in any rush to try and break this high ground here.
58-42 kanina,
Recognizing that they've
21
got their
minutes
best
pa lang
fights
nung
for
game
some of
ngayon,
their slow plays,
72%
fighting around
win
their
rate na sa
vision.
OG.
Don't just want to try and brute
Hirap
force
yan.
down the lane.
Yeah, I like that from BCM. TP's bot. He sights one of the
Gagi, tingnan si Yoragi, 7K net, gold, oh. 7-4. Pwede na siyang bumili na full Abisa lahat, ha, with buyback.
Octarine bots. He is everywhere on the map right now.
Or hindi pa.
Can rejoin this fight very quickly. As top and mid both being cut from the Ancients area due to this Nagasaran with their illusions.
Auto-clicker talaga yung build niya, ni Amar, oh. Naka-monkey king, Gagi.
Their high ground defense is still no joke with the Meta TB and Upaj on this Lashrak. Having that shard and the split earth stacking can be a challenge to push high ground against.
Oh, absolutely. And, they're going to be hitting some level 25 soon. Lashrak with a completed, Wind Waker, if he can get there, that's going to give him a way to save
30
some of
seconds
his
sa Aegis,
teammates
okay.
if they get initiated on or hexed up.
Ipo-force pa kaya nila sa
Crush,
mid yan?
so there are tools that Boom have coming their way fairly soon.
Ipipilit kaya nilang i-fight yan,
Not to
yung
mention
Aegis.
multiple pay on
I-expire na eh.
discs, self-saves.
O hayaan na lang nila naturally
He's just got an
mag-expire.
Aghanim Scepter.
Oh.
Oh,
Alright.
yeah. I mean, piercing spell immunity is a huge factor here. We talked about it a little bit with the
Oh,
ensnare.
putya,
but now having
nakaganin si
Macropyle
Nisha.
with that Song set up, having Ice Path and Crush. If someone gets caught here, they get scythed into chain stun. They
Kawawa
die.
kahit
We
mga
have to start looking
naka-BKB
at buyback
masusunog
status.
ng macro fire,
Serious
mga
damage
pamangkins.
output, and I think OG, just understanding
Tsaka
they
pure
may
damage
lose
na siya.
someone in their
Alam
frontline
ko pure
cores may
damage
get jumped
na
off,
yan
but they want to make sure all these supports scale pretty well at the same time. So it's going to be a tough game.
Pure damage
as
nga.
things kind of develop here.
Yeah, I mean, OG gonna know that there's 2 minutes still remaining on the
Tuntunawin
cooldown
sila
of Lesh's
niyan.
buyback.
Walang supportive item si Jakiro, ang putik.
And keep
Meron naman, 4 staff
push,
after
but
na
boom to
nag-ags na, no?
knowing that they need to do something drastic to get out of this funk they're in. FBZ and
Okay, sino yan?
silenced Hex.
Panggo na naman.
Might just straight up die. Doesn't-
Ah,
doesn't
pinapap
think
lang
he
nila,
undisc.
ano, yung
Can't
disc.
forget
Alam
that
nila,
with the
oh.
roll-up.
Hindi nila
And
chinacharge
roll
agad, di ba?
cyclone from the Stormcrafter, but OG quickly moving forward to give chase.
Hello,
FBZ
Papi
here
Ninong.
back
Shoutout
on
kay
scam
Papi
and
Ninong,
the
Action
close
SP.
knit group here
Oo,
from
nagdodota
Boom.
na ako ulit.
All
2 days
holding
ago,
hands
nag-start
together,
na
making
ako
sure
ulit.
when they
Nag-stream
fight,
na rin
they
akong
fight as
Dota
five.
ulit. Papi Ninong. Shoutout sa'yo.
So much of the vision game is so important here, and it's OG who have got multiple wards spread around this boom base. Not to mention
ko na
all these
naabutan live
Naga
mo eh.
illusions that
Usually
always
kapag
can be
naka-live
sent
na,
out, not
natutulog
just
ako.
to
Sorry.
scalp, but to keep lanes pushed in, which make it so
Ayun
much
na,
easier.
nagiging ayun yung peste niya, no, nila
surprise
Shrek, oh.
factor when it comes to boom
Yung
and
aganim
where they
sa
are. You're
shard,
always
yung
gonna
naka-shard
know
na
unless they
Leshrac.
smoke up. If they smoke up, you're gonna know they smoked up because you're pushing in all
So,
these
solid
lanes and
defense
no
yan,
one's defending
high
or no
ground.
one's showing. So
Yun nga
it's
lang,
just so tricky for
ginagawa
Boom
ng
to make
OG ngayon
make
is,
any kind of
ano,
play outside of their base anymore.
Tawag dito, puro Naga illusions na lang pinampupush.
Try and keep smoking. Ninja gear for
Waiting
Tim.
sila na ano, Roshan eh.
Slowly on the map.
Wala na
See if that
madadagdag si
smoke
Naga.
breaks.
May BKB na rin eh. Locked item na.
Misha, Yuragi.
Siguro Aganim's
They're
Blessing
here.
and Aganim's Shard na lang. Uy, teka, may nahuli. Sino to? Si
Pops
Teams.
the Eon disc on to snap as well. But again, boom, all five together, making sure that
Huli
if there's a
ka,
fight,
FBC.
it's gonna be
Humahuli
a
si
big one.
FBC. Okay na wala.
And he's jumped forward. Tombstone's
Nice
wrong
leap.
song is there. They're trying to focus down the tomb of Skem. And the Wraith Pact not going to get taken down. So there's
Mag-overcommit ba sila? Hindi.
one as OG coming.
Grabe, pasensya ng mga to.
Bailey
Nice
West
rat
is
coming
now
from
bottom
FBC.
lane.
Yun lang na ba siya?
Split pushing. Does get jump, but a good tornado EMP. Should be able to get out of
Hindi
this
siya
one
nag-grip pero.
safely. No further catch onto him. Even turning with the meatballs to make sure that Boom cannot keep following him back towards that bottom lane.
It was the metamorphosis used. There's no refresher, no Aghanim Scepter
Oo,
on this TB,
napa-overcommit
so
sila oh. Metamorph po.
there's gonna be a window here for OG.
Hintayin lang nila mag-expire yan eh.
They're still split pushing too. This Invoker just being a complete pest in this bottom lane. Saying,
So, di ba
we
tama
can't
ako,
win it.
eh, sinabi ko
We're
kanina,
trying to
sa
take a
daga nila
4 and
gagawin
5. Let's
yan.
just push
Puro
top
daga.
and mid with 4 heroes while
Eh
Invoker
sakto, pananalo sila ng isang
sending
fight
these
na
force
turn
spirits in
around
down
nila
bottom.
doon. So mas lalo sila magiging peso
They
sa
have to deal with
pandadaga.
it, with BZM. And he is under Obs and Sentry right now.
If he realizes there's that ward scouting him out, but we'll see if Boom find a way to punish this Invoker.
Look at Amar and Tiger though.
Ayun lang, Amar!
The D-ball from happening, and FBZ on disc again, buying him a little bit of time, and that tornado missing gives him the opportunity to
Ni
escape.
BCM.
OG though back
Ayan
out
na.
its Snare Silence. Nagasara able to catch up to the Pango, and the focus from Tiger, the unleashed damage, it's enough to bring down FBZ.
Pati ni
The
Yuragi.
tornado patch, kills off Tiger, but the buybacks. Where's FBZ with his?
Wala na sila metamorph eh, kaya lalaban na tong mga to eh.
OG still strong here, standing their ground outside the Radiant base. And boom, they just fall back to high ground again, reclaim the gem, and reset.
They're not panicking, keeping the Pingo buyback for now. Waiting to see if OG
Hirap
force
talaga mang high ground
any
yan.
kind of a move
Yung
here.
Leshrac
So
kasi.
they can get
Yun
away
nga
with
lang,
not using the buyback here. That's so important.
lakas
in late game
mangrat
Dota
ni,
when
ano,
you're
ni
looking at
BZM.
60 minutes in. These buybacks are one of the biggest things to kind of manage as a team.
I mean, pretty much everyone has them. Everyone did.
Okay, ang gagawin nito si Amar, i-disassemble niya yung madness niya. I-disassemble niya para mabuo niya yung satanic.
In a few seconds, it will be all greenlit. Everyone with buybacks. We're gonna have a 10v10 on our hands as Roshan is ready to be claimed and be fought around inside that pit.
Yeah, curious to see if any of these heroes forgo buybacks for any big items. Like Leshrac could buy a Wind Waker, but it doesn't feel like it's a big enough like upgrade and
Tama.
you know
Wala
your
pang
items
Aghanim's
set to
yan.
be worth giving up buyback. Most of these cores, it's just yeah, there's no like.
Ang
great
hindi nyo
hero
naman
to think
kasi
that
priority din yung
warrants getting
Aghanims.
bought.
Pero pwede siya mag-blessing later.
Yep, he's getting ages here.
Ah, puta, pressure, okay.
Amara's like, do I want this?
Wala na masuot si Naga. Lock item na kanina pa. Moonshard. Pwede siyang bumili Moonshard.
Tiger, yeah, there we go.
Or, ay na.
Amara's just like, you know, I'm 6 slotted. This Mask of Madness is too important.
Yeah, you got Mom ACMKB. He's the TB killer.
Refresher Jakiro, let's go. Double Macropire,
Double
Ice Path.
Macropire. Tunaw si
Hell
TV
yeah.
dyan.
This is where it's fun. These games as a support.
Kinumpleto na nila Shrek yung Wind Waker niya, no?
Never buy. You're
So good pick up yun.
20, sometimes maybe even level 25 talents.
Ang laki na ng ano, network
He's got a
gap.
telescope.
32,000.
Tier 4 items.
Axe and shard on Jakira, like, and with the refresher shard.
That's nuts. BZM finds an illusion, kills it quickly. Tim's with his ninja gear causing a few issues, just pushing out that
Lakas
bottom
mong pesto
wave.
ni BZM eh.
Just never feels like Boom are the ones with.
Hindi sila makaangat eh, hindi na lumalagpas ng river yung
never
creeps
feels like
nila.
they're the ones with the ability to jump, catch,
Shout out,
kill,
shout out,
force a team
Tommy.
fight that's gonna work
Datang
out
ina.
for them. OG have so
Wala,
many
nanonood lang
reset
tayo
tools
ngayon,
and kiting
kapatid.
abilities.
Boom,
See
Esports,
Amar on
laban
vision
sa
here.
ano, OG.
He's
Game
very
2.
swift and just going from camp to camp.
Nanalo game 1 OG.
They need like an insta stun from a rolling thunder from Pengo, so it's just so hard to actually catch him. And once again, it's BZM split pushing the bottom lane. He needs to be a little bit careful. He's going to reveal himself by using the meatballs here, and
Naku po!
may actually get
Naku
put
po!
out here. He's still hugging these trees. He hasn't left the bottom lane.
Naku
All
po,
this much to try and
BZM!
find him. They know where he is.
Ay,
They'll see him. There we go. The BKB comes from BZM though. Two-man tornado to get
Ang
away.
likod!
Kem's gonna
Di
chuck the
mo
toss
huli.
towards him, but he's already blinked out of there.
Apat yun ah!
Have that insta stunner hex.
Palos ang putik.
And
And out. OG
Boom's just getting
swarming
chipped
back.
at. Like, Naga Illusions just keep chipping at these top buildings, and yeah, Boom are going to have to hug their high ground once more.
Yeah, it's not just the
Nah.
buybacks we've got here. OG have double cheese plus
Okay.
Aegis.
Daming
Lone
item ni
thunder from
Uragi.
FBZ, but Tiger unleashes, BKBs, hits the buildings, then runs back.
Cancel din na
While the
natulog.
roll in.
Cancel din tulog. Teka.
FBZ's not really got the backup though. Yopaj is out of mana.
Okay,
Team
nice.
walks forward,
Ayan
makes
na.
the song of the siren to set
Yung
up.
Macropire.
Two-man ice path, Macropire onto the big core heroes.
Yogi,
Action
tinutunaw,
turret,
oh. Tinutunaw sila ng
go
Macropire, oh.
Can't get
Chaos.
stuck in all the fire and the spam damage. There's so much
Ang
noise on the
kate, ayun,
floor.
sinusunog sila, oh.
He's dying to Macropire.
Nice tornado.
Oh, tornado clips him. He's down to like 300 HP. Still has BKB Satanic and the Sunder, but you're losing your build.
Uy! Putik na!
Ooh, they split it.
Putik
That was
na!
close. They were
Buti magkakatabi sila doon.
basically
Yung ano,
ferrying him
GG
into the
tong
fountain there, and they're not done. They just
Oh,
jumped left.
G.
He just deleted.
Tignan nga natin, teka.
Double
May buyback,
now from
okay.
Boom as Tiger does lose that Aegis. First life gone, but OG are just swarming over Boom right now.
Uragi, ah.
Uragi
Ang
gonna
layo.
get away here with his own BKB, swapping
Walang
over
boots
now.
to.
Doesn't have
Ay,
soul
nahuli.
for 20
Okay.
seconds.
Na-force stop,
Good
kaya lang
force
hindi
stop.
malayo.
A bit of distance here, and a
Naku
man
po,
to try
teka,
to
ah.
get from the cookie, but he
OG.
gets the TV in the left rack. The
Mamamatay
man
Naga,
is
mamamatay
going
Naga.
into Naga and looking to kill her off. No way you're gonna get out of this one, Uragi.
Makawala
But
si
in
Uragi
comes
dun.
BZM and Amar.
Bumili siya, no? Okay, nag-buy back.
Through onto them all. Timmons will have to buy back himself, while Terrorblade on the high ground running back.
Bumili
to
ba ng
Fountain.
travel si Uragi? Feeling ko
Boom
bumili na yung
spending a
travel.
lot
So okay,
to
nag-TP.
hold on to this game
Nag-TP
as
doon sa
OG
ano?
have also
Sa
brought back on
shrine.
Naga and Marcy.
Yeah.
Losing that top lane.
I think OG committing these buybacks means it's maybe time to reconsider this push in this fight here. Some of these key BKBs on cooldown as well. Amar there at the end getting ping-ponged around by a rolling thunder, but luckily there wasn't any follow-up damage, and OG decides to back off to go defend this top lane and wait for it, their next good initiation. But this game, 55 minutes in, 33k gold lead, but
Hindi niya tinapos sa
how are
Satanic,
we
ah.
getting 60-minute
Si Amar,
items, Gareth?
bumili
What do
na
you
siya
think?
na ano.
Are we getting there?
Or plano niyang bilhin yung
have
AG
to
na
now.
dagger.
They've got us this far. We can't just close the game out without getting those tier 5 neutral items.
All right. Let's see. We've still got 5 minutes to go.
Oo nga,
I don't
may
know
tier
if,
5
like,
items
Roshan
na, ah.
is not quite as
So,
big a deal
sino-sino
anymore.
na
Like,
nakakuha
your
ng mga
boards
tier
get all
5?
maxed
Meron
out.
na ba?
Nobody really has room
Wala
for
pa,
an
ngayon
Aegis.
pala sila magfa-farm.
Often having an Aegis doesn't actually make a difference in a team fight. It's more about just whoever gets the better initiation wins.
55 minutes or 60 minutes ba yun? 60 minutes yun, di ba? Tier 5 items.
Back around the dispose.
Gagi, si Jackie na isunder.
Will do so. Onto a mark.
Buhay pa.
Actually turns around and kills off Tiger now as
May
well.
Satanic pa si Jackie, pwede pa
Oh,
pumalag
say.
to.
He's still dying to Macropire. Get out of the Macropire, Jackie.
Oh god, yeah, gotta get himself out of that one with his Satanic. He will heal back up.
Ah, okay, naka-agonims na rin si Uragi. Teka, ano to?
Let us all back onto the Naga Siren, but she turns with the Bloodthorn.
Wala na,
Shredding through
GG
the
na
Pangolier,
talaga.
and Tim does pop there, but BZM giving chase. He knows how low they are.
Oh, may refresher.
Back up,
Sino yung
trying to catch
nag-refresher?
with another tornado. Looking for Tim.
BZM, Gogi, ayan na.
A big kill for them.
Patay si Jackie,
Well,
GG.
The meatball and alacrity of the Invoker of BZM.
Walang metamorph
gets some
yan.
Huge kills. And the
Pero eka, mamamatay din siya, no? Si BZM.
BZM has
May buyback ba siya? May Baron?
Down and out.
OG could go for the killing blow here if they want to buy back on Invoker. It's a, a small risk to it, but Boom are forcing
Oh,
it.
nice ATF! Triple stun!
3-man stun. They've killed off Yopaj. No buyback, dead for
Nagot na si Jackie, wala na to.
just evaporates and
Posible na
undamaged
yan.
by
Wala na. GG na. Dieback na si ano.
It's over.
Ang ganda ng triple stun ni ATF na yun.
By OG in this back and forth game. 57
Grabe,
minutes.
intense.
We don't get to tier 5 items,
0-2.
but OG gonna come out with a 2-0 victory.
Na 0-2.
Just the
Nabaliktad
way
pa ng OG
OG
yung
play
game
late
to.
game with their team fighting and decision making is so impressive. Like 2 games in a row. This time around, they didn't have the better late game necessarily.
Grabe naman yun.
I mean, it was slightly better, but it wasn't like this. Okay, we go late game, we win Dota. Like they actually had to outplay Boom here. These last fights, they're sending in all these heroes that have buyback. Like they know, like Amar kind
Buyback
of
na yun
commits hard, but it's because he has buyback. And then it's BZM's turn. He's the only core left with buyback, so he blinks in to finish off cores that don't have buyback. Like so, he's basically willing to put his life at risk, knowing that okay, I'm gonna kill these
Grabe,
heroes. They
ang
can't
ganda na
buyback.
simula ng
I
Boom.
can, and then we're gonna win the
Sobrang
game.
aggressive nila.
Just really great kind of poking and prodding from OG, and I don't know, just amazing execution from them.
Yeah, it's like that understanding. You know, it's relatively
Ganda ng mga
simple for
clashes
us to
ng
look
Boom,
at
kaya
buyback
lang
status,
ang
know the
dumurog sa
cooldowns, the
kanila yung
timers,
last,
know which heroes
yung
should be
Roshan
focusing,
clash
but in the
earlier.
heat of the moment, having
Yung
these
napitas
players
si
understanding
Yopaj,
that,
yun yung
you know,
pinakadumurog
this
sa
win
kanila eh.
condition
Yun yung
or this fight win condition leads to this game
nagpababa
win
ng win
condition.
probability
It's
nila,
beautiful
no?
to watch as, yeah, you're
Oo,
right,
di ba,
BZM
Papi
is on the
Christopher,
money
tayo
there
na
in every
iniisip, di ba?
initiation.
Yun talaga yung dumurog sa kanila.
Refresh it all, paying off dividends for him.
Oo nga,
And,
Papi Troy eh.
you know, Boom, they look better than game 1, but they still had some of those same issues that they
Lakas,
did.
lakas
That
ng Boom
overall
sana nun.
map control just wasn't there in comparison to OG.
Ayan,
Yeah.
map
I
control
think
nga naman,
This
tama.
series, like I think I walk away thinking, okay, Boom looks solid. Like they don't like this is OG we're talking about. So I think getting 2-0 by OG is not the end of the world for them. And they played
True.
pretty good Dota. It was just small little slip ups here and there.
Division-wise, siyempre OG yan,
Big
mga pamangkin.
picture
Top,
macro-wise,
ano
yeah,
yan?
they got outplayed on the map. I think that's just
Top
something
tier?
OG are, like,
Tier 1
some
na
of the
team
best in
yan?
Dota at.
Division 1 yan?
But I definitely look at like a few of the small little slip ups where they just, you know, have these losses of concentration and suddenly
Isa sa mga
like,
top tiers
that-
yan alongside LGD, Team Spirit,
8K
di
gold
ba?
lead
OG
into
yan eh.
50K gold deficit.
So,
All came
napakagandang
from
match
being
pa rin na
Roses
binigay ng,
close
ano,
to
ng Boom
respawning,
doon.
they were
Sadly,
split up.
talo
Like,
sila.
Yopaj
Pero,
TP's in.
Team Spirit versus
I feel
Fnatic.
like this series as a
Anong
whole,
game
there were
na?
a couple mistakes from Yopaj particularly. We saw it in the Primal Beast where he was
Hanapin natin.
So,
Lipat na
this-
tayo, ano?
Yeah, they
Ito,
somehow
secret
just
to
stopped
eh.
it.
So,
And the clockwork.
ito!
Yeah, they play nicely into each other. Good synergy.
Fnatic
I think
ano to?
One problem with Undying
Fnatic tsaka
for
Team
teams
Spirit,
right now is
maganda
that
din to.
So many drafts want to be big and tanky, and Undying just counters a lot of that mentality because those frontliners are not good at killing Tombstone just because they're normally melee
Naga-plus
heroes.
Lardar, Lusar,
And
kahit
Decay
sino, may
is
kumakapay.
extra good
Oo.
against strength heroes as well, so
Naka-refresher
it's
shirt
hard to
pa si ano,
draft
di ba?
sort of the
Si
current
Jakiro
meta
kanina.
into Undying, and that's probably why he thrives so much. Some heroes are good just because they are the meta. and
Oy,
some
wash
are
your
good
face!
because they just
Wash your
fit
face, Collapse!
into the meta that we have right now. I think Undying is a bit of both right now, which is why
Ayaw,
we see
mag-wash
him
your face
so
ni
good.
Collapse eh, oh. Iwan ko muna kayo mga pamangkens, kakain lang ako saglit, pero naka-stream pa rin tayo, ha? I-off cam lang natin, tsaka off
Figure out
mic.
what the next
Okay?
Hero.
So, chat lang kayo dyan. Okay, kakain lang din ako. Gutom na
Don't
ako eh.
have too much to work on.
Pero hindi natin yan yung stream.
We've been seeing a bit of the
Okay,
Nexus
kukontinue
assassin
natin yan.
popping in
So,
and out,
wait
but
lang.
then that does give you two
Bye-bye for
melee
now.
supports,
I'll be
which I know
back.
you're not a
Okay.
huge fan of.
Yeah, I'm more fan of opening, especially even the opening 2 picks. I like having one melee, one range. If you commit into the double melee or even double range opening, then it makes it easier for the opponents to narrow down what they want to ban. Like if you have 2 melee heroes, you're very likely to add up something that's going to be ranged in second phase. So it gives too much information, and I like restricting the amount of information, which is something the teams like to do as well. We see DP Undying. This is giving me some real nice like TI4 flashbacks. Feels push, man.
This feels like a spooky Halloween draft. I appreciate it. Halloween is my birthday. I like to see all the spooky characters.
Oh damn.
But no, it's nice to have, right? Because if you have, you know, melee heroes coming in, the Spirit Siphon is obviously very, very strong. It gives you some team fight, tower push. Silence is also very, very nice on the Death Prophet. So, and also a very flexible hero. You still can move her to various lanes. So it kind of keeps your draft a little bit veiled, which is always a benefit.
I like the little detail between DP and Leshrac, where both these heroes are also heroes that want to run next to their target and just deal damage by existing. But DP has the upper hand a little bit over Leshrac. If she has the ulti going and her Spirit Siphon, then Leshrac has to be the one disengaging, even if he pops W and his ulti. It's not quite as strong usually in the single targets, whereas Exorcism just shreds you. And Lesh is not a very high armor hero until he finds a way to solve that. So it's a good response to the Lesh.
I would like to see perhaps more lockdown for the side of Fnatic currently, because you have a silence, you've got a little bit of that slow from the Undying, but no hard lockdown, nothing to cancel out TPs. Usually Death Prophets opt to go for, depending on the position of course, the Yule Scepter, because it provides them a way to stay alive, gives them a little bit of catch and whatnot. But I would like to see a hero that has some catch already built in.
Yeah, it would be nice to get something. On the Team Spirit, they ban out the Ember and the Visage. Both are, slightly good at chasing at least, but not really the hard lockdown. So this is a lot of respect to heroes they don't want to deal with. I think Ember could be problematic for Leshrac early on. The Sleight of Fist is very easy to connect on Lesh all the time, and he can't quite sustain against it. Meanwhile, for Fnatic, they're banning out the AA because they're both running. They're running 2 healers from the start here, and SD because SD combination with Leshrac is very strong. So makes a lot of sense. Also, SD ulti against DP, of course, a terrible counter.
Now, you do have this Death Prophet who's flexible. They've picked a lot of Puck recently, and they have an excellent Puck player on this team. Obviously, you don't want to necessarily pick it up too early, but is that a solution to having a bit more catch, a little bit more lockdown?
Yeah, they could go for it. I would probably pick it later down the line even then, though, or try to wait a little bit more. Puck would allow them to get some way to guarantee the fight, but it's also an ulti-based lockdown. Perhaps they want something that is not dependent on that. And looking for Fnatic's +5 here, I think something as simple as just like a Bane or something, something that has reliable disables early on. It can be hard to get a long channel Fiend script here, but I think they need a hero that can stop Leshrac right now from having that big impact.
What about a Disruptor? That's been a very popular hero, gives them the latch capability.
Could certainly be great here. I mean, Disruptor is good against Leshrac too, and it solves the problem that they have right now. They would also double down on the silence, so they have even more ways to prevent people from using spells. Team Spirit, they are adding good combos here, though. I like the Snapfire when you have Clockwork. The Cogs can now set up for both Leshrac and Snap to be landing their spells into it. And it's, again, a good, a ranged, a melee, both tanky. They're playing the meta, not doing something too surprising. Team Spirit with pretty well-rounded opening, not super aggressive about something. They have a bit of everything.
Yeah, it definitely feels like a well-rounded draft so far. So we've thought about the Bane as a possibility as a +5. It's also ranged, which would be kind of nice. Perhaps something like a Disruptor, like we said, the double down. We're seeing a lot of that Ags. Okay, there's a hero that you and I have not seen a whole heck of a lot of recently.
Really not, yeah. Hoodwink is not too common in the current patch, but it is a curious choice against the Leshrac and Clockwork. I don't like Hoodwink against Clock that much, because if you do get rocketed in the tree line, you could get hook-shotted and then you are stuck in the cogs very quickly. But on the other hand, it's good against Leshrac because you can sit in the tree line and not be as easy to run down. Morphling, though, that doesn't surprise us much at all. Raven, Morphling is very, very strong, and this is a great Morphling patch overall.
Yeah, I've been seeing a ton of Morphling recently in our games. Seems to be like Morphling, Faceless Void, those seem to be two of the highest heroes in terms of position 1 core, I think, for this meta.
Yeah, also some good stuff to steal here. I mean, you can easily turn yourself into Leshrac and use his spells. The Edict and the Q are quite good. You can also become Snapfire if you want, some good burst damage. So no matter what he wants to turn into already, it's quite nice, and that's without even seeing the enemy carry yet.
So I guess now what's the next pickup here for the side of Spirit? What goes well with what they have? They could go something like a Faceless Void if they were interested in it, with the Snapfire Kisses and the Pulse, whatnot. Okay, all right.
They certainly could do that, but they're gonna go with a Centaur theme. Look at Leshrac, look at Centaur. Wow, they're picking similar heroes. No, but in all honesty, the Snapfire and the Centaur, very common combo, probably one of the biggest staple combos of the entire DPC this year. I want to say, like, I have seen so much Snapfire Centaur in competitive Dota, and that and like Centaur or Mars Snapfire, I guess, would be even more popular. But this is good. This is what Team Spirit needed. They need more stuns, more lockdown. Anytime you play against Morphling, you don't need 1 stun. You need like 8 stuns so you can kill him reliably. And wouldn't be too surprised if even the last pick they have is something that has a built-in disable as well.
What do you think they want to pick up, I guess, then?
I'm kind of on board with what you said about Faceless Void, apart from one thing. It enables the Morphling as well. Morphling is going to turn into Faceless Void and turn that time dilation back over on your team. So I probably wouldn't go for that route. Perhaps even go for something like Naga Siren in this game. If you feel confident you can drag it out, then Naga is quite competent against the Tombstone. You can sing and kill it. Matches decently against Morph. Fnatic are respecting the troll. That's what they're scared of.
Huh.
Okay.
I mean, that is a hero that we've seen Spirit play a lot of. Interesting you mentioned the Naga, too. I feel like we saw so much Naga Siren in the games that we cast. When I was looking at the statistics, Naga wasn't even listed in the top ones in terms of position 1. In fact, it was really funny to look at, because I think it was Morphling, Faceless Void, Terrorblade, Pudge, and then TA. And if you had told me, like, a year ago that Pudge would be a position 1 and one of the top picks during last chance qualifiers or whatnot, I would have been like, you're out of your mind.
Yeah, he changed a lot. He has evolved. It's a new era for Pudge, the most popular Dota 2 hero. Gets to be griefing us on multiple lanes nowadays. It's fantastic.
All right, Monkey King. This is a fast-playing draft coming up from the side of Fnatic.
Okay. So this is now looking very interesting. Looks like this is going to be a mid-Morphling, quite likely then. And they want the Monkey King against the Centaur. So at least that's what I'm feeling, unless they want to do something more creative. But to me, it looks like an offlane DP together with the Undying or Hoodwink. They probably want Undying against Centaur and Snap, though.
Some strength heroes that everybody would love to, Undying would love to be paired up against. Take away all their strength.
Yeah, no, that would be ideal. I mean, there's also Clockwork. When you have that double strength support, the Undying is going to be quite happy. And this is what we see so often. Even with the first phase pick Undying, we see not 1, not 2, but 3 strength heroes. And Lone Druid comes out for Team Spirit. I think that's a great answer to a lot of what Fnatic have picked here. I think the fear from the bear can be very useful against Death Prophet to disengage her. Make her run away. And it can also be a great way to make Monkey King run out of his ultimate. So interesting ways to counter 2 ultimates over on the side of Fnatic here. So it's going to be carry Morphling. We see the players now locking in what they're going to be playing. So it's going to be Raven taking the Morphling after all. And it's just going to be Jay taking the Monkey King.
Mm-hmm. So I'm curious, which draft are you favoring more right now?
Seeing now that this is how they want to pick it, I would say Team Spirit. I think I favor them quite a bit even with this.
Okay.
Yeah, it just looks very easy to execute, and while they don't have like the hardest late game carries necessarily, Collapse could scale quite a bit on a Centaur still. Of course, the Leshrac becomes a potent threat in late game, and Lone Druid just looks like it fits so damn well into this draft. I can't even really put my finger on exactly what, apart from the things that I mentioned. But could also be that he's quite hard to burst, and I don't see the lineup of Fnatic being able to kill Lone Druid that easily in the fights.
Okay, so what are the timings then for Fnatic if they want to stand a chance against this lineup?
it depends how the Morphling's laning stage is going to evolve. If he has good farm, if he is above everyone else in net worth, then they can really take it slow. But otherwise, I would like to see them make a lot of moves with the DP ulti as fast as possible. Utilize that DP ulti is hard to counter until people have survivability items. So they have kind of two power spikes, one being when Morphling is enormous, and the other being DP before people have tools to solve it. So we'll see how Morphling's laning stage goes.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see how they're going to be able to shore that up, make sure that, Raven can get what he needs, and then, like you said, want to see a very active Death Prophet that's moving around the map. With the supports that they have, though, it feels like they should be able to kind of take advantage and sort of shore up these lanes. What do you think?
Yeah, they have good supports to shore up the lanes, but we also have seen how strong Snapfire can be in laning stage, what she can do, and it's not necessarily like there's a glaring weakness over on the side of Team Spirit. It comes down a lot to how well they make use of their Lone Druid as well. I mean, last series we cast, CSing was really what dictated who won in the second game at least. The laning stage pretty much broke the entire game there. So let's head into the game and we'll see what's gonna happen here.
All right, well, as per usual tradition, everybody's going to smoke up out of the base, get out of there a little bit faster, try to plant those wards. Kind of a fun little tidbit when I was reading my interviews, Maposhka mentioned, he's like, man, something to the effect of, like, this map is just, it's boring. It's too easy to find where everybody's wards are. It's so predictable. He would like to see a change on that, for sure. And I think another person mentioned that too. I'm trying to remember. It was the support players just saying, love to see, a slightly different map. Because it's just too easy. You can generally know where the warding is. And if you think about it, the wards are pretty much always in the same spots. Like, occasionally you'll get an interesting ward, right? But for the most part, it seems to be the same spots over and over again. So I'm looking forward to seeing all of the wards dewarded by Maposhka after that statement.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, that's a bold thing to say, that the wards are too easy to find. I certainly find that a lot of wards still live quite full durations, but I'm totally with him. I would love to see another map change, if not just for the warding, for the new environment to play and understand how to use. Anytime we get map changes, that's always interesting.
Poshka's just gonna walk past John Well and see that Monkey King doing a little bit of harass here right off the start.
Yeah, Monkey's gonna secure himself the bounty on top, and it's still gonna be a 2-for-2, so no real advantage here. Neither team is like super strong at level 1 fights, unless Team Spirit were to group up all their stuns and go together, but both teams just planting down some vision in the early game. We see also the small camp blocked up top by Fnatic. And the trading begins between Undying. He has his work cut out for him. He's spamming that decay as often as he can.
I feel like, generally speaking, though, Undying is one of those heroes that's going to be able to really secure Raven a decent lane. And that is something that you said is very, very important, that they're able to get this farm, get the levels in CS over on this Morphling. And again, you can see just keep stacking up the decay. Does have to be careful though, because they are dishing out quite a bit of damage.
Yeah, he also didn't have any HP regen yet. He gets a Tangle, he's gonna start regening up, and Decay is gonna serve to heal him a lot in this lane, so he'll probably be fine. But he certainly will be trying to keep the attention away from the Morphling so that he can free farm as much as possible.
Life of an Undying. Just spam your spells. Eat a bunch of fruit. Get more of your mana back. Spam your spells.
Yep. Mangoes. As many as you can possibly afford. And then you're going to be super poor in the mid game or early game because you don't have any money left. You spent it all on consumables.
But that's okay. If your core is getting the CS, if they're getting the dollars, it all works out that way. Support you early game so you can carry them later.
That's true. That's true. And mid lane looking quite even right now. 6-2 versus 8-3. DP being slightly more aggressive, trying to bully Leshrac back a little bit. fighting for some advantage.
How does this lane usually play out between the Death Prophet and the Leshreq?
I would say it's usually just a lot of spamming of the Crypt Swarms and Lightning Storms to farm. I mean, DP probably has a minor edge, but she has managed to get a nice amount of CS there. 11-5 versus 8-2, so building a little bit of a lead. He is outplaying him a little bit just in how he trades right now. Done a good job.
I think it was an interesting point that you made earlier, saying how the Leshreq and the Death Prophet kind of provide a same service with their roles in a sense. Death Prophet just perhaps a little bit more of a versatile kit.
Yeah, they're similar in how they execute to in the team fights. Like they both run next to the opponents, and they're both power pushers. They have quite a bit of shared identity, I would say. These two heroes.
You see the decay stacks just continuously building up on this Undying, and Raven definitely reaping the rewards of that in terms of CS.
Yeah, he's making it very hard for Collapse to last it even. I mean, he's trying to get the denies there. You saw that if he had the 8 strength instead of being decayed twice, that range creep would have died to his 2 hits, but it's just annoying to see us as a strength hero into Undying lanes.
DJ kind of hiding over on the tree line here. Poshka. Rotating over, just gonna click. How do you, like, slow down this this lone druid here in this top lane?
I think they're doing it in a pretty good way right now. They're playing close together with the Hoodwink and the Monkey King, so overall they're CSing together. And the Clockwork can't really pose a threat if they're playing with each other. So it's difficult for Lone Druid then, because he has the last hit against the 2 of them, and doesn't get much help from Poshka. And Poshka trying to pull.
Bottom lane, he's a tanky boy. Is it gonna be enough? Yeah, he's gonna survive this. As Collapse is just gonna cut the wave. 16 decay, I think, over on Dunwell, so he's got to feel very, very good about that.
Yeah, nice usage of the Soul Rip as well, but getting these double decays really makes it so costly to try and bring down the Undying, and that's what you don't want to have. It's like, that's the worst case scenario. You use a lot of resources to try and bring down Undying, but he didn't die. They get to jump on the Morphling bottom, just trying to get him out of CSing.
Seeing the Undying rotating over here to the mid lane. A little bit of harass.
Looks like he's rotating over to his death. He's like hugging the tower like, hello.
Yeah. Might as well.
Honestly, I feel like he should have run to base, because he was so close to base. It felt like he made a move. He didn't even drop a ward or anything while going there. So the time it took for him to run to a tier 2 tower, he could have run home instead, I feel. I'm a little bit confused.
Yeah, that's what I was curious about. I thought he was going to go drop some wards, but was not the case. Top lane, a little bit of pressure being placed over here on Jabs. DJ trying his best to support. Land a Boundless. They're trying to get rid of the bear. Not quite going to be able to get there, though, in time.
Yeah, they have to do a good job staying close to each other, or the Battery Assault is really going to start kicking their ass here, because level 2 Battery Assault does a lot of damage. And they almost got the bear, but the resummon, it's back to full HP. Monkey is now holding his Jingu. He wants to wait until it's Boundless again, and he's gonna heal fully from one Boundless strike very soon. Or almost fully, at least. The Glyph, they counter.
Yeah. For the hop down, though, put a little pressure.
Always funny to Glyph against the Monkey with Jingu, because you know exactly when he's gonna stun. You can just deny him his heal, but he's gonna be fine either way.
6-minute rune is going to be top, the Invis rune. DJ should be able to secure it here for Armel if he wants it. No, he just says grab it.
Yeah, he's playing without bottle anyway. He went for the Falcon Blade on DP, which I like this choice. DP has other ways to heal anyway. She can heal from the Spirit Siphon. And mana, you can get a lot from Falcon Blade, and Falcon Blade gives you more HP pool, which is super important on DP. So bottle wouldn't, make you stronger for when you full commit, but now he's really tanky.
And this is exactly what we wanted to see from Armel in this game. He's got his level 6. He's putting pressure on this mid lane. DJ trying to slow down Maposhka here off to the side. You can see the teleports are coming out. Junwell's also here. DJ needing to be careful. Nice soul rip. Going to keep him healthy. As Toronto Tokyo will land the split earth, but You still have this Undying, placing pressure.
Yeah, might be difficult to get real tower damage here for RML, but everybody is looking towards the mid lane right now, and he's still getting the ghosts hit a little bit, just staying close. But this is time that it's just a 1v1 lane bottom between the Morphling and the Centaur, and Morph should be happy getting quite a bit of farm here.
Yeah, he's definitely getting chunked down by the Centaur whenever it's available to do with the Stomp Double Edge, but not enough to get a kill for sure, so we'll just continue to morph those attributes. See Miposhka getting into position. They want to try to punish RML if he comes too far forward, knowing that that Exorcism is on cooldown.
We see so many teams do this. The double support move towards mid around mid 6 or 7. There we go.
Nice cookie with the pulse. The cogs coming into play. RML trying to use the spirit side, but they turn it right back around again. Oh my goodness, calculated. That is a double kill now for RML thanks to the rotation of his supports.
Absolutely fantastic. Yeah, DP is a very scary hero to commit on. If you're not sure you can get the kill, then it can backfire. With the help of the tower there, he brings them down. Collapse, doing some damage to Raven, but no real threat, just being a nuisance.
Yeah, this is what we keep seeing in that bottom lane. A rotation top though, Miposhka. Let's teleport on in. Give a couple clicks on him.
He also went Quelling Blade on Clockwork to try and be able to catch the Monkey King at any chance that he gets. It could be nice to have Quelling Blade as well for some warding. Sometimes you can cut a tree and get a little bit better vision with your ward.
Yeah, and then you have the capability of DJ, who's also going to be using these trees and planting them too.
That's true.
Lane, a little bit of pressure placed on John Wall with the rotation from Toronto to Tokyo. They'll happily clean up, and Raven just hiding in the tree line is going to teleport up to the top lane. Doesn't want to have to deal with this as Armel waiting around here does manage to snap up the rune. No rune for Toronto Tokyo. At least not from the Radiant side.
Yeah, so we have the switch up happening by Fnatic. They want to move and start taking the safe lane tower that is Team Spirit. And Spirit gonna do the same thing, just keeping away the lone druids, not wanting to contest. And he goes down bottom, but DJ is gonna go there to try and get the experience when the tower gets pushed. Hoodwink can be a pesky little hero to get rid of.
She is a rodent. They are known for their survival.
Yeah, but not going to be standing up too well against the bear. It's a bit hard for him to defend this tower. It's still going to fall quickly.
Down it goes. So both of the tier 1s for the safe lane have been eliminated.
Yeah, but Snapfire looking for a catch.
Yeah, doesn't quite manage to land the cookie over onto DJ though. And some collapsing here in the middle lane as they really want... Oh, there's double damage top too. They'll go for the Exorcism play, just wanting to push down this mid tower, open up the map more. There's going to be the fortification. Back off momentarily.
This mid tower looks like Spirit are conceding it as well, so they're going to fall behind a little bit in tower control here, but they're taking this time to jungle. This is quite typical we see when a team is running the Lone Druid, that it's a little bit slow to kick off in the beginning. And Fnatic are doing exactly what we talked about in the draft. Use the DP ulti off cooldown, try to gain yourself as much space as possible so that Morphling can farm and get really huge.
So who is the person that we should be keeping our eyes on the side of Team Spirit? Because we've already said what Fnatic needs to do. They need to be playing with the Death Prophet Exorcism, and we need to be seeing these rotations come out from the supports. But what's the play here for the side of Spirit in the meanwhile while this Lone Druid gets bigger?
I mean, they have Hookshot now. I want to see them use the Snapfire ulti and the Hookshot together. I want to see them find a chance to get some kills. They're smoking towards the lane where Snapfire is residing right now. But yeah, Clock is probably going to be the catalyst of all the action for Team Spirit. Okay. And they want to use the Leshrac.
So a lot of pressure on Miposhka to make these moves. Bottom lane, a little bit of harass being placed over onto Collapse. They get the silence. Does have the Stampede if he needs to run away. Turns back around, gets a stomp on Armel. But just gonna get shoved out of the Radiant jungle for the time being.
The downside of Undying, that's the end of that. You try and chase something and kill, you have two heroes nearby, but Undying just does not provide any form of catch to these scenarios. So safely get out.
Jabs in this top lane, perched on the tree. Does see Mira, does not see anyone else though. We'll go for the Primal Spring down, but there's the hook shot from Maposhka. Gonna hold him into place here, and he's thinking about... Ghost tries to dodge with the Mischief, but there's so much damage here as he uses the Boundless, but eventually will fall to Mira.
That was pretty cocky by him to go in there. He did have knowledge that they were in this area, but he felt like he could go for it.
I'm not sure if he knew that Maposhka was standing nearby. He only saw Mira, I believe, with the Fog of War being what it is.
Yeah,
Perhaps.
yeah, he didn't see both of them, but even so, he's alone, and if anybody has made their way all the way out on that lane, it's quite likely they're backup.
That's true. And well, going for some of this decay, but it's another kill from Maposhka. So like you said, this little clock being very, very active and finding these little pickoffs to help make space.
Yeah, he pings the ward now, says that, you know, because of a ward, they did find it immediately by dropping down sentry, but that's 2 kills going the way of Spirit, and they needed something, because it felt like they were a little bit too passive in the way they were approaching the game, even though, of course, Lone Druid always wants to farm, so you have a little bit of a slower lineup. But now, making a move, all ultis ready. Armel.
Armel finding the opening over onto Death Prophet with the hook shot with those Mortimer kisses. That's a dead Death Prophet, and DP ends up getting cancelled for people going towards that mid tower. So should be a another building going over to the side of Team Spirit.
Yeah, very controlled start to this game. Armel just thought they could be mid, but that was a smoke used. That was 3 ultimates used to bring him down. So at least he died, but he also feels like, you know, they committed a lot of resources for me. Sadly, mid tower is not going to be defendable for a side of Fnatic, so tower situation equalized again.
I guess on the bright side, it is a little bit of space for the side of Fnatic.
I mean, Morphling is having a great game here. He finds a D-Rune as well. They want to try and get Roche with this. This is a possible big moment to get an advantage. This is a fast Roche.
Oh yeah,
they have no idea.
Use the exorcism. This is big. All right, and that'll be
Team
our
Spirits
first
have
Roche.
no clue.
Hello, hello. Welcome back. Sorry. Napasarap ang
So
kain
with
ko.
the safety of this Aegis, he's not gonna go towards the
Grabe,
top.
init!
Look to push the tier 2
So
tower.
magubad.
And of course, with
Anong
the
bawal?
mirroring movements here, when Roshan gets taken, they know that they're
Madami
going
kain
to be
ko.
pushed top. So what does Yatoro do? He
Ito
goes
lechong
bottom,
kawali.
pushes with the Mask Commanders on the bear.
Ulam.
He pushes
may pansit
like
pa,
faster
bihon.
than the Morphling,
Luto si Mama.
but it is probably not favorable to take an equal trade.
Game ano na to? Game 1 pa rin?
See, they're backing off a little bit now when the Morphling is now bottom. Just have to be careful though, because you still have Collapse. It's got the Blink Dagger as we saw earlier.
Bumili ko ano,
They
bumili
have a
tuloy.
decent amount of
Buko.
damage if they decide to
May
make the
buko
jump.
ako
Looks
dito.
like Maposhka's moving his way towards this
Kain
mid lane.
tayo.
You have DJ and Armel moving forward. Yeah, look at this. It's a big shift over to the side. There it is. The blink forward from Collapse over onto Armel. They just want to get
Ganda.
rid of this Death Prophet, and by God, they do very quickly.
Again, same
Nice
place,
combo.
same style. He just gets brought down, and now going down towards bottom, knowing that DP is dead, they want to try and get more. Like, kill is good, but they want buildings.
Naku po.
The jump over onto
Galing,
Raven
bilis.
immediately.
Bilis
You
ni
can
Raven.
shift on the side. You want to just blow up Yatoro, and they do
Ay, yun lang,
jump
nice
pretty
spear.
fast, but there it is. There's that road we talked about. The follow-up, though,
Buti
from
na
John
follow-up.
They'll make sure that they get the kill. Toronto Tokyo on the back lines, trying to just blow up John. We'll be able to find it. Now Raven, another stop from Collapse. A nice bushwhack play, but they'll still be able to take the Aegis as they go, and they drop that Wukong's command. Up comes Raven again. They're chasing after Maposhka. The hook shot, though, he's just too slippery. They can't get their hands on
I
them.
guess game 1 pa lang to, 16 minutes.
Yeah, not quite gonna be able to get the catch.
Kasi nung
here.
kumain
Still
ako,
fantastic
ban and
fight.
picking
They
face
brought
pa lang
down
eh, di ba?
Lone Druid really fast in that fight, and
16 minutes
Aegis
Aegis, ah,
get such
in
a
fairness.
clean goal there, especially with them having DP dead. I think Spirit felt pretty confident.
Morphling ano
But
eh.
that confidence
Morphling
also
DP,
punished them.
oo nga,
So
possible.
losing Yatoro once there.
I feel like they want to use this exorcism more, but they're just not finding the space to be able to do it on the side of Fnatic. So they go for a smoke play.
Exactly. They're quickly gonna smoke and try to enable themselves to get in positions to do more. They're already running towards the creep wave top with Morphling. And want to push so that they can maybe get a tier 2 for it.
Check.
Research here, and we'll see Mira. They'll reveal themselves off on the side, but that's not the hero that they want.
Tapak tayo ng buko. Ayan na, meron ang buko.
Not quite the targets. Also,
Gusto ko yung ganito eh, malakanin.
They're fighting into
Tinapatak.
like darkness if they go there. You'd rather play under your own vision, your own area you control.
Ako, paborito ko to.
Interesting. We're gonna see Collapse going for a Solar Crest for his next
Okay.
Yeah, that is a very curious
Crest
item,
na
but
center?
it's super good when you have Laundered on your team,
Lalo,
of course, and spending
tama.
on the barrel.
Galing, ah.
And
Nice
there's a lot of
adjustment.
physical damage on the side of Fnatic. They even
Oh,
want
the
Dessa.
hook shot!
Oh.
Maposhka goes sliding on in. He sees jabs. DJ trying to just put a little damage out here, but it's looking a little bit scary now. Collapse gets silenced. Cookie just to save him. They've already dropped the Tombstone on the side of Fnatic. It's like Spirit just gonna back off for the time being. They don't want to fight under Exorcism. They don't want to fight underneath the tomb.
Yeah, it's quite terrible for them though. They
Kala
have
nila
no
mag-overcommit.
exo, they have no
Naglatag
tomb,
sila
and
ng
the push
tomb,
is
tsaka
coming now.
ano,
The Spirit have a great
spirits.
timing to start doing more.
Wala na pang
They're
clash yung
shooting
ano,
gold, but I
panatik na
think
to.
they don't care. Building should fall.
Easy tower yan, oh.
This bear just chews through your buildings. On to Tokyo with that invis. Ooh, he's gonna run over. Okay, they drop the sentry. They know he's there, but Collapse already in position. They just blow up the Undying.
Yeah,
They've
Undying.
gotta have vision.
Not the biggest kill. I mean, last 2 times we saw someone die there, it was Armel. Bottom, they're pushing back.
Gandang combo.
These hook shots have been
Gandang
on
combo.
point, man. Maposha's clock is
Cog fear.
quite the scout.
I like the combination there of the fear making him
diba?
run into the Kagan, so you get 2 pushbacks even. And of course, the fear not allowing him to run away at all because he doesn't path around the cogs, he just runs straight into them.
Paano nakadesa si Janwell? Si Jabs ba yun? Si Jabs ba yun? Si Janwell pala ano, naka-UD.
They know there's a monkey down here.
Patay yan.
Go for the Wukongs. To jump over onto Maposhka. He's trying to run out of the circle. That's
Okay.
That's still
Desa.
dying though. So perhaps a little overconfident in what he can do.
Nga lang, oh, ang tanong, ba't nandun si
He
Miposhka?
didn't
Ang
have
layo
the
niya.
ability, but he's happy to do so. Snapfire? Could be
Salamat
close
po sa
there.
mga
They
nagla-like.
want for her.
Yeah, look at this. Continue the tree dance.
Kain tayo buko.
No, Fnatic will back off.
Fanatic versus
They get
Team
the
Spirit.
safety, but meanwhile, though, that was a good kill. And
Mga Pinoy pride
playing,
yan ha, Fanatic oh,
with the
Pinoy to.
Desolator, you
Mga
want to get
pamangkan.
these kills so that you scale
Tama, di
up and
nakakaalam.
get more and more damage. That change honestly incentivizes you to fight a little bit more than just
DJ
farming.
Janwell.
So happy to drop the ulti, even if it's for a support kill over on the side of Monkey.
Carmel.
I think it's fine because it's the off lane, right? This person that should be working along
Raven.
with the rest of the team to make that space for Raven. So
Salamat po sa mga nagla-like.
Yeah, I mean, any form of aggression is ultimately going to allow the Morphling to have more space and farm. Spirits, they are again moving up with
Salamat
the
din po sa
smoke
mga
and the
nagsishare.
solar crests that you mentioned. So they're ready to buff up whoever they want in the fight as well,
buff
or if
the
they push a
bear.
building.
Yeah, look at this.
Ang bagong gupit si Toronto, Tokyo.
They're smoked up. Searching.
Ako lang
the tree
nakita.
line. Smoke does break on Collapse. I know someone is here. It is Janwell again.
No more
That
Katsu
rocket
boy.
barely just missed Morphling. We're seeing all
Patay
the
na
way
naman si
tucked
Janwell,
up.
suki.
Alright, Raven does end up revealing himself.
Nagpakita si Raven.
A little
oh.
bit scary, but well, he's just absolutely toast. The rest of the team is nearby now on the side of Fnatic. They're already down there on
Opo,
nine.
makita smoke nila. Mababasag lang din agad, sayang.
They know that they're smoked up. Look at this positioning coming out from Team Spirit. They go for the Exorcism and they buy back on the Undying. BKB coming into play. Toronto Tokyo sitting a little bit low, but he does have a cookie and they're able to run out. Now Throw getting slowed down a little bit here. A lot of those ghosts coming around. Gonna be the hook shot over onto the back lines. They find jabs. They get the stomp off those long range Mortimer kisses, doing so much. will end up losing one of the bears, but it go right back up again with summon.
That was beautiful. Really well played by Team Spirit. I like the save they have over on Leshrac. They force-staff him, they stampede, and they cookie him as well. That Lesh was out of there so fast. They could burst him. He doesn't have BKB or anything. But they just completely bail him out. And then the initiation was clean as well after. And all of this based on the ward that you mentioned first here. The ward they placed when they smoked around allowed them to take this good fight.
Mostly.
5k net worth lead going to the side of Team Spirit.
Shard on Lone Druid, it hits so fast, so hard.
Solar Curse pa. Gamit ni Collapse.
Alright, well, that is the end of the tier 2 in the top lane for the side of Radiant. And I'm curious now, like, Fnatic feels like they're really kind of on the back foot. They do have some space for Raven to farm, but I'm starting to feel like Spirit is just starting to get too far ahead. That it's going to be really difficult for them to catch up over on the side of Fnatic.
Yeah, the tempo is very high that Spirit are playing right now, and with the Aegis, they're going to probably put that one on Lesh and just go even more aggressive.
Thinking about going
and they're
forward,
smoking,
but
but
it's too late. Push back over on Collapse. And he's
Okay, nakuha si
tanky,
Collapse,
but-
nice.
Oh, wow, alright.
Bilis
Not so tanky when you managed to land that sharpshooter.
Napana ni
Yeah,
Asawa
sharpshooter,
ni
the
Bulldog.
monkey stun, and
Si Furry.
they bring the Morphling in as well. Then you bring him down quite quickly. The survivability they have on Spirit really is when they are all together with the four-staff combinations that they have. The four-staff clock, four-staff on Snap,
Solo kill na naman.
and then the cookie Snap, of course.
Hindi. First up na.
Those Snapfire kisses tossed out.
Hoy,
Picking
gago.
up, hoping they could catch someone.
Yuh.
Vision on jabs, but not the damage. So, little support duo just doing some poking, just seeing what they can achieve here for this whole game.
That could have backfired. If he dropped the ulti there and Miposhka decided to immediately hookshot him and caught him, then he would just die to the Snapfire ulti. So, bit of miscommunication or like missed opportunity for Spirit, but they got out safely. Monkey wasted his ulti. Trading Monkey ulti for Snapfire, not the huge deal, but ultimately Team Spirit just feel like they're very in control in this game.
How do you feel about the range of the Mortimer kisses? I feel like it is gargantuan.
It is. I mean, but I think the range of it should be high. I think maybe Snapfire needs some nerfs in other departments, but I like that the ulti is this ridiculous artillery. Because sometimes the range is so long that people even forget to look around their own hero while they're using it, so you can just go up and kill them. But yeah, the utility of having Snap on your team is certainly huge.
I just always think it's funny whenever we're looking at team fights, you have to scroll so far out to be able to see the Snapfire half the time because she's not even on the screen.
Just gotta follow the globs.
Yep. Okay, so what's the play for Fnatic? Because they still have the Aegis online for Spirit, and they're shoving in these waves.
It seems like the timing they want to hit is when they get this Eye of Skadi on Morphling. Morphling has not been joining too many fights. We talk about how people can play differently. Raven is a pretty farm-heavy carry, but he doesn't have time to farm. He has to keep back already now. The push is coming.
I'm gonna open up with the Boundless and
Diabolic Edict, tapos Bear.
a nice bushwhack. But look at
Bilis,
this
oh.
damage the bear just outputs.
Grabe.
They just take a tower and then they can walk away. They don't even have to put themselves in
Di mo
any
na kailangan
potential bad
lumaban.
situations because it's up to Fnatic to hard commit on this.
Yeah, with the Aegis on the Leshrac as well as the Bloodstone and the Sanjin Kaya and even Pupil's Gift. He has 2.7k HP and 2 lives, so you can't go on him. And it's just him and the bear standing the closest in the fight. So difficult for Fnatic to find a clean initiation. To me, it just feels like they're running kind of double carry and playing greed. This offlane Monkey King has been playing, but it effectively is very greedy.
Maganda Sabado daw, sabi ni Mama. Shout out kay Mama.
Punishing them right now. Their lineup is much faster. Mid tower is well taken out now. I mean, they're losing all the control on the map. There's even a deep wards will when they remove all the towers. They put a deep observer
Grabe lineup ng Team Spirit, no? Hindi kailangan mag-overcommit ng mga heroes nila. Yung mga skills lang nila sobrang ano.
Yeah, it appears that they want to see just
Tawag
all
dito,
of these
sobrang
waves
play safe.
pushed in on the side of Spirit.
Pero dominant to.
Toronto Tokyo drawing those lines.
Nabasagan yung ano, nabasagan Fnatic na wala nagagawa.
And again, they're
Di
just
mo lang nila
hitting
ma-contest
Fnatic into
yun.
the base. They have no breathing room, very little vision for them to be able to go out.
Ano,
onto the
sinakop
map.
na yung jungle nila
All
ano.
moving together. Did pick
Team
up a
Spirit.
blink on Armel. Ooh,
Triangle
but
na lang sila
one rocket there.
makakapag-farm.
Figured, okay, maybe
Yeah,
they have
hati-hati
vision,
sila
but
doon.
nope, just a lucky one.
Yeah, I like the decision, by the way, to go Blink Dagger on DP, because he has to get past the Leshrac and the Bear, but then he has to try and melt down the Lone Druid or kill off the supports really quick. So the Blink
Tanong,
Dagger
kaya
will
nga ba
allow him
niya?
to try and move past that.
Kaya nga ba talaga ni
But to me
DP,
right now, it feels
Armel?
like Fnatic are
Patunawin
just
yung kalaban sa
hoping that
backline.
there's not going to
Kahit
be
na may
more
may
punishment
dagger
coming
siya.
in here, because Team Spirit are in full control.
How much longer do we have on the
Tingnan
stage?
natin
We've got
gagawin na
about 10 seconds
Fnatic, no?
left.
Well, Ferb din si ano eh. Si Raven eh.
Yeah, not gonna do so much more with the Aegis. The timing is gonna be in next Roche. This was pretty obvious when they took the bottom tier 3 tower and then immediately just backed off. They still had long duration on the
Mas
Aegis.
na,
They could have done more, but they felt like, nah, we're gonna wait one more cycle.
Tama
for
lang na
Roche, and
ma-hold
that's gonna be the
muna,
close-up point.
inuna ni DJ,
Very
ni
methodical
Raven,
by Spirit here.
yung Skadi kaysa
Fnatic,
sa
they're trying to
BKB.
break it though. They know that this game continues in a safe manner. They're
BKB
just gonna
wise,
lose
hindi
their
pa niya
base. So
naman
smoke
kailangan
out,
din eh. Kailangan niya
trying
ng
to get
attributes eh.
but they have to go deeper. They have to.
Pero
they have to commit
syempre,
their move
dapat next item niya na
quickly.
BKB.
But how do they approach these
Disable wise,
fights?
medyo
That's
marami-rami
my
pa rin
big
ang disable
question,
na ano,
is how
Team
do they get that advantage?
Damage perspective,
Because it just
nandun na
feels
siya.
like Spirit,
Since may
again,
Skadi
they
siya,
have just a really
hindi na
easy
makakapag-heal
execute
ng
route,
malala
and they're
yung Lone
ahead by
Druid,
quite a
di ba?
bit in terms of items and levels.
Toro.
They can win the fights, but they need to kill Lone Druid. That's actually the key. They need to
Ah,
get
di ba?
in and kill the Lone Druid
Like,
heroes so that the bear also disappears.
Lone Druid talaga yan.
But
Hindi yung
yeah,
mismong
they-
bear
they're
yung
not
dapat
in base, and
patayin
here
kasi
comes a
makunat yan eh.
super
Kailangan yung amo.
lightning fast push.
Yun nga lang, kailangan nila ng
Vanguard.
sobrang fast
What they've
heal.
got going on. Not the
Kaya
actual
nag-pop
item,
up
but
na
just
ng
like
ano,
the
ng
heroes,
ulti
right?
si
Like, you gotta
Toro.
get past Collapse, you gotta get past Mira, Clockwork, even.
Nasa sila magawa,
Position
oh.
5. Very tanky.
Hindi nila mabawasan
very
yung bear, oh.
difficult to jump onto.
May solar crest pa yan. Ilan yung armor? 6 plus
Yeah,
17.
that was why the smoke would be a key.
17 plus
key way to get in
6.
there, but yeah,
23
no, they're just
armor yung bear, oh.
unable to
Ayan,
find
plus
any
30,
initiation.
oh.
They
Plus
don't have much time
31.
here.
Diyos ko po.
They have to make
Ay
it
na,
happen.
nakalapit si
Take
Jabs.
it over onto the backside here, trying to find
Nice.
an opening. We'll be able to go drop the Wukongs, but they just immediately run out. As Armel has popped the BKB, he's
Ayun,
trying
zoned
to
out si
get rid
Leshrac.
of it,
Nasaan
drops
na?
Tokyo.
Wala,
Just
nakawala
murdering
lang
people
agad.
here with
Pinatay
the
na
kill
pala.
on DJ.
Ang ganda sana ng set, kaya lang
He
wala.
put on the Wukong's command, but he didn't stun during it, so they just allowed to run out of
Nagwukong
it.
lang siya, ayan. Takatakbo tuloy, sayang.
Because he tried to cast it there and then he canceled. Definitely don't think he wanted to cancel it.
Oo, nag-ulti lang agad si Jabs eh.
Wash, rinse, repeat over here, dropping the right
Tapos di
half.
siya nag-follow up ng stun niya. Takbuhan nga
Also,
lang.
the
Sayang.
itemization has just been excellent too over on the side of Spirit. There are multiple four staves. Staves? Four staffs? Staves? I think it's staves.
Tayo na, plus
But
30
you saw how
armor yung
fast
bear
they got
kanina eh.
out of that Wukong's too, because he didn't land the stun. And like, look at this bear collapsing and opening over onto Jabs.
Collapse, di niya naman kailangan pumasok, pero meron silang ano, pang
Yeah, they're trying to
tanggal
kill
or
the bear,
pang
but
kawala.
I mean, it's barely
Cookie,
even taking
4
damage
staff.
from all this hard work.
Get it?
Namamatay ng bear,
Yeah,
nice.
there we go. Oh, okay, all right. The bow
Isang bear na lang.
Yeah,
But there's immediately
Yeah.
the resummon.
it's like nice Rax nerd here. You can have 300 gold, but you know,
Grabe,
not
no?
anymore.
Binasagan ng tatlo,
Fnatic
ano? Dalawang racks.
just not getting a chance there. I mean, they
Hindi mo
committed
na sila
both the Exorcism and
nakapag-fight.
Monkey King ulti. I'm honestly a little bit surprised even that Spirit didn't want to commit to close out the game there, but this just speaks for how controlled they're playing. They want to take this slow and steady and be sure that they win, not risk something when they only have one bear. And like if they died without resummon, could be really bad for them. So play is going to be around Roche Pit.
God, Waga, you'd
Awesome
be a
Spirit,
terrifying
grabe.
bully. Like that whole yeah,
me?
nice
Sila
job,
magawa.
nerd, but you don't have a home. You're homeless now. That would very vicious. Good lord.
I mean, it's true though. Look at that. Their home is in shambles right now. It feels bad if you're a Dota player. This broken home.
Pero kailangan pa rin mag-ingat ng Team Spirit dyan.
Yeah.
Lalo kung wala silang
all you
buy
have.
box. Tapos bigla
At
silang
any
ma-wipe.
moment, the wild can come in.
Kaya alam, at this rate,
Okay, so
at this
Fnatic
point
now
in time,
angling
parang
to try and get
malabo
on the
yun.
map. They're moving top. They don't want to just let this Roshan go the way of Team Spirit. So they want to try
dami
and
masyadong
take over,
mobility na
anything they
ng
can. If they get
Team
the
Spirit,
tier 2 tower and then
Ilan 4-staff
outpost,
users
they're
nila?
actually in a good spot to hold.
Isa,
hold on
dalawa,
to Rosh.
tatlo
Look
4-staff
at this, they've
users
got
nila, oh.
creeps going into the base.
May
You've got
BKB pala
Toronto
Shrek
Tokyo,
yan.
who's
Diba?
just able to put, like, they have to
Tapos
go
may cookie pa.
responses. And Toronto Tokyo, he
Tapos
has
yung
boots to
Stampede.
travel. He can just continuously give a shove, and already you can see Jabs has gone home. Roche is up. Like, this is the moment that they needed. They needed to be able to take this. And they're gonna rip through Roche.
Ang tanong, ilalaban ba ng
Undying.
ano yan,
Might be
Fnatic?
caught out here soon.
Huli na naman si Janwell.
Yeah, I'd say he got caught out.
Janwell.
Into the pit.
Yeah, he dies in just like 2-3 hits right now.
Okay, nahuli nila yung clockwork. Buyback agad si Janwell.
Again, these four
Takbo
stacks
agad, oh, di ba?
coming in clutch.
4-staff
Plus the
Stampede, ang
they
dami
just
nilang
walk away.
pangkawala.
Buyback on the Undying too, so. And
That looks
plus-
so funny. I think the animation bugged out when Centaur ultis and you force staff at the same time. The Clockwork was just like reaching forwards with his hands when he was running. Looked hilarious.
It does look ridiculous. Looks like he got himself a little, like he actually, well, we don't, yeah, we still have the jetpack. It looks like he's just being jetpacked out of there though. with
Yeah,
the,
it really did. I
blur
thought
lines that come
I thought
out.
he had shard. I thought he had shard already.
Yeah. They have a lot of mobility because you've got the four staves, you've got the hook shot. Gosh, let's see. Miposhka has one. Collapse has one. Mira has one.
Three, yeah,
There's
3-4 staffs.
three of them. Like, that's so,
Posible nga
so
mapatay.
useful. It's actually kind of wild.
Yeah, it's a good read in this game. We see it sometimes teams doing it when they play against like Ursa or something. But when you're against DP, when you're against Monkey
Solar
King,
Crest pa,
you want
para
to
sa
get out
bear.
of the Monkey ulti, and you don't want to
Ganda
stand
na,
next to
no?
DP
Ganda
for
ng
too
build
long.
nila.
And honestly, even
Mira
repositioning
pa,
out of
naka-ano,
the
Warpack.
tombstone, it's very useful to be able to do it quickly. So great
Warpack pa
itemization
tawag
coming
doon.
out by Team Spirit. But they also just have more items. They have a 15k gold lead right now.
Oh,
So,
baby.
Oh, he has Moonshard on it too.
Ay, nawala.
Charge
Okay.
double damage spirit.
Wala yung sa controls.
They smoke up. We're already smoked on the side of
Mamaya-
Fnatic.
baka
So
mamaya
they're gonna
pwede
run
pindutin
immediately into DJ, but there it is. The jump onto the back lines, landing over
Tunay,
on the
gagi,
jump.
ubus.
The Mortimer's kisses them,
Oh my
absolutely
God.
obliterating them in the blink of an eye.
Kahit
Oh
mag-buyback
my
yung mga-
God, Team Spirit. What a read.
Gagi,
Yeah,
ganda nun.
and that's gonna be that's just
yan,
gonna be it.
GG
I
yan.
think they're going for the throne.
Nakadidiron pa yung ano,
They're
Bear.
gonna
The fight doesn't even matter.
Oh my God. All right. Well, yeah, they're still duking it out over here on the back line.
Ay,
They
nigdom
found
na lang
it.
sila, oh.
It's done.
But it doesn't matter. It's GG.
Grabe
Oh
yun.
my God, that fight.
Yeah, that was a
Masyadong
beautiful
dominate.
three-man catch.
Masyadong
And of course, the
dominante,
D
ano?
rune
Team
makes
Spirit.
them just shred them even
Grabe.
harder, not like they weren't already. It's a 35-minute game roughly here, 34-40, but that felt like Team Spirit looking pretty much like we expected. They are the stronger team, and they were in a firm control here. Drawback for me though, if we go back and think a little bit, I think
Magagawa ng
Fnatic
Fnatic
can't get
doon.
away
I mean,
with
nice
this
try pa rin,
really
pero
against Team Spirits.
game
Running a
1 pa lang
Deso,
yata yun.
offlane Monkey King and a
Tingnan natin.
Morphling. When you run DP didn't have any support for what she wanted to do.
Sana easy win, no?
Does
Lakas.
the Monkey King fit into the draft better if he doesn't go for those damage items, if he's a little bit more utility, or do you think that this draft is just played to a T from the side of Team Spirit?
I mean, I honestly thought they would pick the heroes differently. I thought that they were going to run an offlane DP, right? And put like a carry Monkey King and a mid Morphling with some fighting Morphling style. But yeah, this is definitely a game that was just controlled so hard. I think
GG talaga
over on
yung
the
GG.
side of Team Spirit, Miposhka played really well as well.
Wala man lang ano,
on his
ah.
clockwork. Like, he was always at the right
Durog.
place at the right time, but all of them were just
James ba offlaner
more
nila
on the
ngayon?
same page, I guess, than Fnatic.
Fnatic. Hindi ko
Yeah,
alam.
it was hard to pick an MVP out of all these players because they did play so well together. But I would say, Miposhka having some of those really clutch hook shots coming into play.
Feeling ko ang MVP
some of
dyan
these
si
escapes that
Yatoro.
he had on
Ah,
top
okay,
of
si
that,
Miposhka
and just all
ano.
the assists. Like this little
Sino
class,
nasa fantasy
again,
ko? Wala.
Position 5, but he felt like he had so
Wala.
much more
Wala akong battle
impact,
pass eh, bro eh.
and was more of a
Ay,
force.
nakakuha pala ako ng mga
So, I don't know.
cards.
Do you feel the
So,
same
hindi
way?
ko alam eh.
Wala, hindi
Yeah,
ko
I
inaayos yan,
agree.
Bri.
He had very big impacts like a POS 4, but that also comes down to them taking more towers. Then your POS 5 can transform to a POS 4. You have 2 of them instead, because tower gold really is a big thing for supports. That's the main gold you get as support is the bounty runes and the tower gold. And the more towers you take, the more the
Chat ng
tower
changko?
gold, the bounty gold will also come your way. So yeah, he played an outstanding game, and overall, I think he punished the
Set up mo na,
Monkey King
Tita.
quite
Fantasy mo,
well.
pwede mo yun, walang
Also, the
mabata. Ay,
Hood
talaga,
Wing, trying to
pwede.
hide in a tree line.
Oo,
I
nasayang
do
yung mga
like the
points,
double
no?
down of having both monkey
Sige,
and
sige,
Hood
Bright,
Wing
thank
wanna
you.
hide in a tree line,
Gawin
and
ko
then
yan later.
one rocket, and whoa, you
As of
revealed
this moment,
the
alas
enemy
2
team
na.
quite easily.
So, lalaroin ko muna
Yeah,
yung
it was a
Ninokuni
bit
ko.
rough.
Dito muna natin engine stream
It
natin,
definitely
ano?
felt like,
Dapat ang i-cover ko lang talaga was yung OG eh. Yung OG, ano,
idea of how they wanted to play
OG
it,
boom na
what
fight
their item
kanina,
timings
pero bonus na
were,
rin natin
and
to.
just
So, ayun.
executed their draft very
And
nicely.
yeah, thank you so much sa lahat na
Classic
nag-send ng
again.
stars,
We
sa mga
expect this to
dumala.
collapse at
Shoutout
this
kila
point, right?
Brian.
This guy is
Kay Ninang
so
Lisbeth,
positioning.
shoutout.
We've
Salamat
seen
sa
him
pag-send po
rocket
ng
on his
stars.
Magnus, seen him play his
Nandiyan yung
Mars,
mga
and
tropa
like with
natin,
the
no? And
Centaur,
I'll see you
just
all on my
netting
next
those
stream, no?
3 men
Baka mamaya
stuns,
mag-stream
just
uli ako
absolutely
ng mga
gorgeous,
fight
being
siguro
able to
na
help
yung
set up the rest
ng
of the
Dota
team.
2.
Would like to see
Or ng
perhaps
TI.
Fnatic
We'll see,
a
we'll
little
see,
less
okay.
great like you were
For
talking
now,
about
sakit
in
ng
game
tiyan ko
number
eh.
2, because this
Dito
is a
muna
best
tayo,
of 2
okay.
series,
Tito
guys.
Izer,
So,
logging out.
groups are
Bye-bye
gonna
for
always have
now.
those
Peace
2
out.
games.
Enjoy your
For
weekend.
now, though,